shit stuck in my head now. Hold on, I need to make an update. Okay. Damn. Damn, bro. Damn. That's crazy. Well, it's time to play. It's time to play. I got the viewers. It's time to fucking play. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, TikTok. Thank you, Kick. But thank you, TikTok. Again, thank you. 356 viewers, 360. Spoke too soon. But I want to play 76. My brother has been talking about it, so I decided to start from the beginning with the new build. And she looks kind of like Lucy. Kind of like Lucy, because I don't know how to do that face shit, so unfortunately I can't make her look exactly like Lucy. I need to stop replaying this game. This is gonna be maybe the third time I've done it on camera, because every other time it wasn't on camera, so you know. But I feel like a lot of new players are playing, so I feel like I should start fresh also. Normally I wouldn't care, but I do care, I mean, I want it, but I don't want it. I might as well. I pay for Fallout first. I might as well fucking buy it. This one too. Yeah, I guess that's it. Nothing else that's interesting. So yeah, I wanted this a long time ago. It's only for handmade rifle. I don't know. It looks cheesy. Yeah, Might as well. I need to save. I need to save. I'm spending a lot of fucking money. Okay, let's go. Alright. Level 20. Almost heaven. West Virginia. Blue Ridge Mountain. See? A lot of people are fucking playing now. There's another player right here. She has a skin problem. That's life. And of course, I look like Lucy and that character from the Brotherhood, but it's fine. I was tired of picking the same face anyway, so it's fine. It's fine. I don't mind. My character is not 100% gay, so it's fine. Because I always pick the same face, so I wanted a different face. Brotherhood Steel, Classical Overseer, Pirate. What's Pirate? Beautiful. Beautiful. Why did I take that? I didn't need it. I mean, his gun is not bad. I'm not gonna lie. It's not bad at all. I never liked combat guns, but it's fine, I guess. He's hiding right there, but it's fine. I'm not gonna go there yet. I know he's there. Pen. Always need that at least. Oh shit. Fucking scared the fuck out of me. Not cool, bro. Not cool. I never play in first person shooter either. Yeah, I never play. in first person, but today's a weird day, I guess. Oh, not bad. Unbox nothing. Nothing. I want to see my face. Oh, it's not so bad. Right there. That's it? Okay, let's go. No, that's not what I want to do. No. Okay, I guess. I don't like none of those icons. Okay, so full. What do you want? Yeah, Mia-chan kept asking me if the door was closed last night. I think that's what she heard. Mommy. In the morning. 400. Hold on, just give me a moment. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. No. This way. He was gonna kill me, so yeah. Nothing. I need to raise my strength. I've only been playing for 20 minutes. Wow. Yeah, just keep going. Dodgeable. There's no store though, right? There's no store, right? Yeah, there's no store. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's no store. I should go this way. I should go the opposite way because there's no fucking store. Ah, here. Damn, look at that ass. It'll be nighttime soon. Hopefully I don't want to run into strong creatures that I can't defend myself against. That would be sad. There's another one. Good. I got both of them. Pre-war. That's it, right? Yeah, that's it. Wait. I don't trust myself. Pre-war. I should just take that. Nothing. Right there. Am I going the right way though? What shot them? I'm just wondering what the fuck shot them. That's a Jaguar. Nothing. Just 100 caps. What the fuck is that? I might as well go because I'm almost fucking there. There's nothing. There's nobody here though. Nobody I see. Ah, the house is there. No, I shouldn't go there yet. I'm not ready for all that action. Oh yeah, let me see. Let me see. Yeah, I have it. Touchable. I have it. It's fine. Ah, okay. What is that? What is that? Is that? No, you're friendly. You're not gonna hurt me. Definitely. No, you're not gonna hurt me.
Sometimes the best remedy is a big ol' s'more.
Yeah, you said it right. Everyone left my team. What? No. I have no choice. Brotherhood of Steel.
Go. Let us take care of things here.
No one hears about this.
From America?
It'll be our hands on it.
Take the old and forge it anew.
And now, episode 313 of A Better Life Underground.
All right, Tommy.
Greetings, civilian.
What's this secret meeting all about?
Barbara, we've been working together here at the reactor for what seems like forever. So safe to say you trust me, right? Even if I were to say something pretty crazy.
You're starting to freak me out here. Maybe the
Fort Atlas is in good
radiation has
hands.
gone to your head.
Action straight as well.
Oh, you know reactor brain is just a
Send me out there to be a diplomat. There was so much talking.
I'm pretty sure. Remember when we were all playing catch the county in his quarters a few weeks back?
Are you talking about the game we messed up where no one was the commie?
Yes, that game. I dealt those cards myself, Barbara. I just know I didn't mess it up.
That was pretty strange.
Storage is the goal.
We're here to protect the people.
Some other man.
And we're not out.
What is that?
Not yet, not yet. Let's see. So I remember I can talk to her.
Are you implying that he cheated? The man's practically a saint. He always holds the door open for you, even though they're automatic. Even for the robots.
There's more to it than that, I'm afraid. A few days ago, I saw him sneaking around the conservatory near the garden. Then, a day later, the overseer sends everyone that message on our pistol to the elite scout football.
But he's paranoid. He's always in the garden.
buying this keep the peace idea these Brotherhood types are putting down?
Well, I suppose he could have had it for a while and been saving it for a special occasion.
Only got 13.
Think about it. He's never been McConaughey when we play. Not only is he cheating in the game, but he's also serving us stubborn food. That makes us accomplices.
The Brotherhood needs good recruits like me.
What do we do?
Well, we gotta tell the overseer. Who knows what else he's been lying about? Or how many crimes he's committed.
Tommy and Barbara make their way to the overseer's office, only to find Eric already has her attention.
And crashed, I guess. I don't know what that is.
Order in the
Overseer,
wasteland.
we have something very important to tell you.
Scorch, the Raiders, the Blues.
Was he already?
Anything tries to attack will be Raiders, the Blues. This is a restricted area, civilian.
You had no idea.
We're building something big here. Don't get left behind.
You told her already? I did. I admit, I heard you confessing to Barbara while I was doing my rounds. Oh, well, I gotta say, that's really... Wait, what do you mean
Old world
confess?
science solved a lot of problems back in the day. But what else knows? I can do more than just fight.
Imagine
But how do I show that I'm fit to be a scribe when I'm on patrol?
Atlas stronger than
You're the one who brought it.
I find that hard to believe. Never put this
Here.
from a baby. In fact, just this morning I saw him giving cotton candy home to the children at the daycare.
See the world while you're at it. If I get a gun and a nice suit of power armor, you can sign me right up.
Everybody wants fucking power armor.
I get too far to get turned down now. We're all links in the chain. Now and
I can't.
order, learning, protection. I have everything I need here.
Once I replace your face with your sister, there is no going back to the old you.
Let's go down there.
I may have the brains of the family, but she has the beauty. With her face,
Damn. A lot of 38s.
Maybe we should join up. You know, fight the bad
are you
guys.
tired of the rat race, the hustle and bustle, and the governments with their atom bomb bingo? Do you remember
Let's talk to her.
What do you need, civilian?
I'd like to learn a little about you.
A personal inquiry? I suppose I can entertain that request.
Why'd you join the Brotherhood?
You know what it's like out there. Losing everyone join up. The Brotherhood came to my homestead. I'll never forget that day. We just suffered a scorched attack. It's devastating. There were more lurking, and we knew we wouldn't survive another wave. Knight Shin showed up with a few of his troops. Sam and a few soldiers cleared out every scorch for half a mile. When they returned, they passed the sign of Shi around. I knew that if I joined them, I'd never feel helpless again.
Okay. What do you think of your current posting?
That wasn't my desired assignment. I hope to be a knight someday. And I'd rather be out there cleaning up scorched, barrels, and other mutants. But being Brotherhood doesn't just mean killing bad guys. The information we gather here will be valuable for rebuilding society. And I always follow rules.
Do you have any family?
I have an older brother. He was in the army during the war. They shipped him out to California and then on to God knows where. I don't know if he's alive or dead, so I choose to keep believing. The Brotherhood is based out west, so maybe we'll cross paths one day.
Alright, wait. TF, I have an older brother. He was in the army during the war. They shipped him out to California, then on to God knows where. I don't know if he's alive or dead, and I just keep believing. The brotherhood's based out west, so maybe we'll cross paths one day. Let's talk about some. Alright, so why did you? What do you think? Do you have? Let's talk about something else.
I'd prefer that.
Let's discuss the Brotherhood of Steel.
Looking to join up?
I want to join the Brotherhood.
You're making the right choice. Head to Fort Atlas in the mountains to our east. Speak to Russell Dorsey. He's organizing the recruitment drive.
What is the Brotherhood of Steel?
We are an organization dedicated to the reestablishment of peace and order in the United States. Our founders are remnants of the armed forces, but we are not strictly a military organization. We also conduct research on pre-war technology. Our work benefits us all.
What are you doing out here?
Forward Station Tango is a forward operating base. Our primary mission is the salvage of this vertebrate, but we also provide some measure of safety for those in the area.
Where is the Brotherhood based?
We're based out of California. High Elder Maxim is our commander-in-chief. An expedition led by Paladin Romani, Knight Shin, and Scribe Valdez crossed the continent to re-establish a presence here after the original war went dark. The Appalachian Brotherhood has established a base, Fort Atlas, in the mountains east of here.
I want, what is, what are you, where is? I'd like to discuss another topic.
Very well.
Alright, I'd like to learn a little bit about you. Let's discuss. I want to know more about the other groups of people around here.
I'll share what intel I can.
How does the Brotherhood get along with other factions?
There's always an underlying tension. It's only natural that the people here are suspicious of a powerful outside force. They'll come around. We've already recruited a fair number of native Appalachians, myself included. People see the appeal.
What's your opinion on other factions in the
The settlers are frustrating. They should be our allies, but they're stubborn and independent. We should leave those traits to the raiders, who will burn themselves out on chems and violence soon enough. The responders in the Blue Ridge Caravan Company leave us alone and let us do our jobs. The others should do the same.
The settlers are frustrating to share, but they're stubborn. They should leave those traits to the raiders, who burn themselves out on camps and violence soon enough. The responsible rich leave us alone and let us do our jobs. The others should do the same. Okay. How does what you're like to talk about a different topic?
Alright, what would you like to discuss?
Okay, I like to learn. Let's discuss. I want to know more. I need to get going.
Farewell.
Alright, that's it.
Feels like you could use some work.
I mean, I don't need ammo. As of right now, I don't need ammo. It's fine.
Atlas stronger than fortifies everywhere.
Okay, where's the crafting shit? Not here.
Right, sir. Hi, everyone.
Anyone who walked the whole length of the country just to get here has earned my attention.
I really have the auto axe.
What's more, right now, if you collect 10 box tops from Sugar Bomb Cereal, you can send them in for a real Dr. Norbo Dakota wristband and a booklet of fun activities.
Pipe ball pipe. That's the shit that Lucy uses too. Throwing. No, I don't need that. I have basically everything. Tactical automatic combat rifle.
My own son. No, you got it all wrong. I didn't steal those caps.
I've heard enough of your excuses. Security, take him away.
No, I have it though, right? What? I don't get it. Standard short range. I mean, I don't really care about range.
I won't lie to you, Mary. This is beyond the use of a stim. I can't say for sure when or even if the wake up.
If if they say they will, then I want to be a part of it.
Single fire. No, it's automatic already.
Word is, Brotherhood needs new soldiers.
Quite possible I struck you for a long time.
Standard short. I mean,
I'll leave you to alone for now.
aligns. Ah, no, it's aligns. Forceful.
I know how to fix.
Quick.
That's a skill, right?
No muzzle. Yeah, it's fine. Appearance.
What are you doing here? I
I made sure the doctor got it away. Besides, he's my best friend.
Yeah.
I came too far to get turned down now.
No, you idiot. This is horrible. The doctor said he might still wake up.
I think our saviors have finally arrived.
This guy is Nuka-Cola.
You kill him.
I did the best I could, Mary. It's hard murdering someone in a vault with no witnesses.
Why didn't you just lock him in the reactor room?
Great idea. Next time we need to get
If this order puts up half the fight they say they will, then I want to be a part of
For
it.
jokes, then.
Well, the doc said he might still be alive.
Yeah.
So, all we gotta do is make sure he doesn't. Why don't we just smother him with his pillow right here and now?
Are you insane? I'm the last person the doctor saw in here. They know it was me.
Well, you're so smart. What do you think we should do?
If this Brotherhood on the border in a wasteland, then they have my vote.
I got it. After your shift, crawl into the bed. No one will see you until
Let's see. I mean, I have armor technically.
just do everything myself. Give me your access code.
But if I wear it, what happens? Ah, I can keep it right, left arm.
Together forever.
All right, level 20, level 20, level 20, level 20, level 20. Yeah. I look pretty cool. I'm not gonna front.
Bad guys, just good for
It's
once.
not what it looks
Make
like.
a difference.
It's one thing to trust me, another to inspire to my learning, to kiss my wife.
Well, buddy, I'm this way. Why didn't you?
Can it be Judith? Tell it to the judge.
I mean, I did that last time. This is Red Viper.
Just like the old army, eh? Going up, defend yourself, see the world while you're at it.
No, it was all her idea. I swear it will. Listen to me. We've been best friends since we were in diapers.
That's what makes this all the harder. You and Mary will be together forever, all right. Together. In jail.
Seems like the start of a real force.
20.
Good morning, everyone. Are you feeling tired this morning? Or you're like a
Brotherhood leaders like
maybe you should
real hard at it. Promoting representative soldiers.
Red Viper, Red Viper, Red Viper, Red Viper. Okay, yeah, so Red Viper boiled, Red Viper boiled, Red Viper boiled, Red Viper boiled, Red Viper boiled. Wait. 20. 2020. Okay. Leather. Alright, right leg, right arm, left leg. 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. Okay, that's fine. The back, I don't like the backpack. The backpack doesn't match with what I'm wearing.
Anyone who walked the whole length of the country just to get
Yeah, I should change it. The backpack does not work with what I'm wearing right now. Nah, I can't. Okay, so let's go. Let's see. Let's go to I mean, yeah. Let's go here so I can sell my shit. What is that? There's a fire there. I could also level up. Yeah, technically I could level up. She's already tired. Poor girl. Who is that? Oh, it's just a regular person?
How many of these do I have to look through? This guy on birthday con.
Ah. Yeah, this is... Who are you?
Which of those bears was how again? That is not the five.
Yeah, okay. I need to listen to something, man.
Damn, I'm scorched. I can't bear to see another friend turn. How are you holding up?
Okay, sorry guys.
Brush up on my first aid.
So it has been quite some time since we last talked about rapper DaBaby, and that's probably because he had one of the most severe fall-offs in the entire history of rap music. Back in 2019 to 2022, this man was absolutely everywhere. His music was trending on TikTok, he was doing mainstream performances, and in general it seemed like his career was finally taking off like he expected. Women liked him, men liked him, He had a strong universal appeal and actual street credit to back up what he was rapping about. But of course, after a run of bad press led by his own strange decisions,
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly switch transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks. Put a cell phone like that up. Fellas,
Lights up.
fellas, if you ain't sucking in the parking lot, put your cell phone like
Let's be real about this shit.
Yeah, keep it real.
Some of y'all suspect as a mom. Let's be real.
as well as an inability to evolve his music, he fell off just as fast as he was on, selling BOGO tickets and eventually having to cancel his tour altogether. It's kind of like that episode of SpongeBob where he can't catch the bus back up to Bikini Bottom. It's like no matter what he does, no one is checking for DaBaby's music in 2024. And he tried to brush these fallen off allegations under the rug.
What happened to your leg?
I was at the top, and I fell off. Help me up, I fell off.
Good? A little stiff. A little stiff.
But it's really not funny when the proof is in the numbers. And of course, given his now poor reputation, I feel like anytime you hear a story about DaBaby these days, it's pretty much always going to be negative. And recently a story hit my timeline where a YouTuber named La Mike alleges that DaBaby stole $20,000 from him. This guy actually has a fairly successful YouTube channel amassing millions of views and almost 300,000 subscribers. He mainly hosts unconventional dating shows where men rate women and women rate men.
In today's video, I have 20 guys competing for Yanni.
You want to be a part of something? You still chewing this goddamn gum?
I left some flavor for your ass. Like, come here.
I don't know, I feel like I've definitely seen clips of this shit on Instagram Reels at 2 a.m. So Mike ends up paying DaBaby $20K to make an appearance on this show, which is a ton of money, even noting that he apparently got $10K of that DaBaby fund from his grandmother, who he says is battling cancer. He claims that she badly wanted to see this video where DaBaby goes up against 20 women. Like it was apparently one of her last wishes to see that.
My grandma gave me $10,000 out of the $20,000, bro, because she wanted to see this video before she go, bro. She battling cancer right now, bro.
Whatever she was willing to give me for the video, she gave that because she knew she was going to make that back and more.
So on the day of, everything was going okay. Apparently DaBaby did show up 5 hours late, but was still expected to get this done. Now obviously with this type of video, there's going to be a large cast of people participating, and in general in the room. And sometime after DaBaby arrived, one of his friends apparently made a joke at his expense, saying that he's a fart sucker.
Damn, B.
They told me to ask that question.
I want you to suck the phone.
They told me to ask that question. Okay, cool.
You with this?
Yeah, we got that look.
You with this?
Here's what I do. I'm professional now.
Fart sucker, professional fart sucker. Me out the based off body because DaBaby felt played because he made a comment about sucking fart out of, and I said you're a sucker, fart sucker, and he felt played.
Oh my.
Hey, just delete it, bro. Just delete it.
Now obviously someone like DaBaby isn't going to take any level of disrespect on his name, and so he basically said screw this and walked off the set, went to his car, and never returned from there. Since then, Mike has really tried to get this story out there as he begs and pleads for DaBaby
let's
to make
see.
good on his promises, or at the very least give the money back.
I paid DaBaby $20,000 and he walked off set, bro. Can y'all please tag DaBaby and tell him, please run this video back, bro?
That 20,000 might have not been a lot to you, bro, but that was a lot to me, bro. It's not a livelihood, bro. Like, bro, when you walked out, I felt worthless, bro. I take it my mind, bro. I took it out, bro. I wasn't the business, bro.
Now, DaBaby would actually respond, saying that Mike is lying about his grandmother giving him that money.
Look at the type of I was just in there dealing with. You're lying on your grandma. You sick. You're a sick little dude. The way people believe in that little story you made up, I can only imagine. People probably be believing this
21st one, like this for real, like you don't be paying these girls to do this. Cause I'm feeling good tonight. I'm on some other see what I'm saying? I was on some other the other night too, that's why I just left peacefully. I said, this is preposterous. I'm out of here.
To be honest, I do have a hard time believing that his grandmother would even understand the general premise of the video or know who the baby is for that matter. But I guess I could see her wanting to support her grandson's dream. Either way, taking $10,000 from your sick grandma isn't a very cool move to me. Now, the baby would later take to Instagram to further defend himself, saying that Mike is a fool for letting someone in his entourage f*** up his money. He also claims that he didn't run off. He walked, and that everyone is lucky because things could have gotten much worse. And now this sadness has turned into rage for Mike.
Bro, you left on my bread. That's why you fell off. Cause you would never be wide. You would never be Dirk or Drake. You fell off, nigga. Now I see you on stacking on culture.
I feel like you can't really be talking shit about his fall off when you were willing to pay $20,000 to have him in a video. I guess he thought this investment might get other rappers to eventually come on his show. Like he had actually gotten Boosie to come on in the past, and that was actually one of his biggest videos to date. But now in this DaBaby situation, it all backfired. At the end of the day, this is why paperwork always needs to be involved when you're dealing with business. There can't be these handshake promises, especially in the entertainment industry. In the end, I do think that this man likely lost this $20,000 investment. And if he did lose his grandmother's money that way, well, obviously that's...
No, man, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Can we talk, bro?
Hello there, stranger. Where did you come ambling in from?
Vol 76.
One of those ball dwellers, are you? I heard tell of your kind. Talk about problems. In calling about problems. You wouldn't happen to be one of the problem-solving kind, would you?
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Excuse me. Let me introduce myself. Name's Lane Platt. I'm with Responders. We're a band of self-titled do-gooders around these parts. Appalachia's going up fast. We're trying to keep everyone hale and healthy in throats.
Do-gooders. A noble goal.
I like to think so. Gives me hope that we can one day right all the wrongs in this world. Now, there's a lot going on in this neck of the woods. More than I can tackle myself. Got ferocious beasts roaming the forest. Creepy cult moving into the caves. And all manner of people about ready to doing war with one another. All that is to say, I can say. And I'd be willing to pay you for yours. What do you think?
I'd love to help. I'll help for the right price.
I did say that you would be duly compensated, and much is only fair. Here's the job for today. A forest is a dangerous place, even not compared to other ones. But let's not lose sight of the facts. To make it safer for new settlements, we've been clearing out dangerous critters and using the meat to feed people in need. If you go retrieve the meat from our traps, I will happily compensate you.
Will I run into dangerous critters out there?
If our trappers have done their jobs right, the coast should be clear. But I wouldn't rule it out.
I'll get started now.
I appreciate your help. Just stay safe out there. Happy hunting. Don't suppose you just got a broken leg? That's
Hello. Here to draw you one of my supplies?
What is your job here?
I'm the quartermaster of this little outpost of ours. That means I manage what supplies we have. I count them a lot. But just to make sure we're still out of gauze and didn't magically manifest more while I wasn't looking. I wanted to be a doctor, but being a doctor is hard when you have a fear of blood. Needles. And failure.
What do you think of responders?
They're great. We're great. They more than me. They're selfless and fearless and try to solve any problem, no matter how difficult. And they use all the supplies. And they don't get many, but they manage anyway.
Let's talk about you.
Me? I'm nothing special.
Are you from around here?
I'm no Appalachian. I came in from the north with Paige and the other settlers at Foundation. Do you know them? But I wanted to do more than just settle. I wanted to learn medicine. And the responders seemed like they could teach me. Only they couldn't. Or I couldn't learn is more like it.
What do you do in your free time?
Free time? That's not a real thing, is it?
You seem very, very stressed. Don't be self-defeating. You're doing great.
Stressed? Who's stressed? Me? It's that obvious, huh? Well, I do have my mantras to calm me down. Serenity. Serenity. Peace. And was it 6 bottled waters or 16 in the next shipment?
Don't be so self-defeating. You're doing great.
You really think so? I'm not sure I believe you, but it's a sweet thing to say nonetheless.
Okay. I'd like to talk. I'd like to talk about something else.
Well, that's probably for the best.
What is your job? What do you think? Let's talk about. I need to get going.
Okay then. I'll be here. Probably forever.
Alright, there's another one. There was right there. Let's go here. Let's see. Nothing. Cutting fluid. Something in here? What scraps? I don't care about that. Nothing I can use. Med-X. Yeah, I don't need that. Is there anything up there? Let's see. Lumberjacks. Oh, I don't need it. Specimen jar. Ah. Yeah, that's it. High-powered magnet. Nah, I don't need that. I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle, jingle, jangle. Wait, is there something here? Turpentine, scalpel. Okay, let's go. I got fur spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle, jingle, jangle. The fuck? Damn. Paintbrush, silver. Right away. Gladly take it. Is that the hospital? Ah, okay. But I need to go there anyway, so. Oh, let's just check it out. What's the worst that can fucking happen? I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle, jingle, jangle. There's supposed to be whatchamacallits here. There you go. Beautiful. Ah, fuck you. I know you're there. I don't want to miss out grabbing the shit though. Ah, there you go. No, this is a really good gun. I don't know why I never used it until then. I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle. Oh, nice. For 1 hour. It would be better if it was forever, but that's life. I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle, jingle, jangle. Okay, so let's listen to this.
Overall, this should be a learning lesson to anyone trying to make it into the content game. Always be smart with your money because it can go up and down like crazy. And definitely don't go dumping it into trying to make a banger video with an artist who hasn't been relevant for a couple of years. I would actually go as far as to say that you shouldn't even work with someone if they don't with you just off the strength. Like, I've only ever done one appearance on a podcast, and that's because Danny Brown approached me as a cool person who had a mutual respect for myself. Also, the other lesson is don't let your friends f*** up a big opportunity for you. The company you keep around you, especially when doing business, is always a reflection of you and how you operate on a professional, or in this case, an unprofessional level. Now, on a humane level, I feel bad for this guy, Mike. He's out here trying to do his thing. His friend messed up his entire situation, and now he lost this $20,000, and that sucks. But I want to know what you guys think about this situation down below. Are you ever playing DaBaby's music these days? I still jam some of his songs, like when I'm working out. Either way, I do want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing. But as you guys know, it's been your boy, the Tan Superman, and some other rapper drama out here needs to be covered, so I'm out. Peace.
Okay. Alright, nobody came out. Give me a moment. Find another video to listen to. Oh.
Ever heard this sound when scrolling? Or this? Or
I
this?
don't care, my man.
Wondered,
Have yourself a nice visit, partner.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 things Fallout newbies should know in case you haven't played any of the games. Here's your spoiler warning in case you haven't finished the show.
There was a flaw in the welding, just below the chest plate. I wonder if they fix that in this new model.
Number 10, the alternate history.
War never changes.
From an outsider's perspective, it can seem a bit odd how Fallout is set in the far future, and yet everyone dresses and talks as if it's still the 50s. The show never dives into this facet, so allow us to give a general explanation. With World War II introducing the power of nuclear technology, American politicians, scientists, and engineers began entertaining the idea of using nuclear energy in various everyday items. Of course, this effort never moved forward for a variety of reasons, such as the financial costs and, well, the obvious safety hazards. Fallout explores an alternate history and ultimately led to a world of violence birthed from the greed of corporations, most notably Vault-Tec.
Because in Vault 101, no one ever enters.
Number 9, New Vegas. As you have probably already noticed, fans are in a tizzy over the last shot of the first season. This is because the city that Lucy's dad sees in the distance is none other than New Vegas. This city was the main attraction of the 2010 game Fallout New Vegas, which put you in the shoes of a courier who was intercepted while carrying a mysterious package. Along the way, you will meet strange and often questionable characters like Mr. House, the CEO of Robco, and the head honcho of New Vegas. Yes, that same CEO we saw in Cooper Howard's flashback. If you want to go into Season 2 fully informed of the lore, we highly suggest you start playing Fallout New Vegas.
Time to cash out.
Number 8, the Viscera.
Who's that?
Too hard on the gore and violence, more than many other TV MA shows tend to. Some would easily dismiss this as the show trying to attain some level of shock value. On the contrary, this is very much in line with the games. With the exception of the free-to-play Fallout Shelter, every game in the franchise has received an M for mature rating, and excessive violence and gore are the biggest reasons why. The games even have perks you can obtain to make your enemies' deaths even more explosive, while giving you a small bonus in damage across all weapons. In our eyes, it seemed everyone in the show was running the Bloody Mess perk. Number 7. Ghouls.
Well, maybe not.
Bathroom? No.
But I'm gonna make myself welcome.
As you already learned from the Fallout show, Ghoul...
Fuck though.
口に入った瞬間のビールですっていう
コクと苦味があるんだけどキレもしてるから
爽やか爽やか爽やかコク切れ味がパン切れ味って何なんですか
それは麦芽 100% の美味しさキリンビール晴れ風ちなみに私の感想はさあふわ
are humans who were exposed to an obscene amount of radiation. For better or worse, this has resulted in these people holding extensive lifespans at the cost of their skin and mental deterioration. Eventually, ghouls can go feral, but as to how long until then, well, this is yet to be answered. The show introduces a substance that supposedly prevents a ghoul from turning feral. The games, on the other hand, never introduced this or ever gave an explanation as to how or when a ghoul turns from civil to feral. They just do, and it happens whenever it happens.
Well, now that is a very small drop in a very, very large bucket of drugs.
Number 6, the Vault-Tec experiments.
But the mission of the vaults should be important to everyone. And why is that?
Fallout the show places a heavy focus on Vault-Tec's role in causing a nuclear apocalypse, with one scene explaining how they managed to obtain the funds to make and sell vaults to people. And yes, all 100 plus vaults were made just so a few individuals could play God and create programs for their buyers to rebuild society. Each game in the franchise hides a handful of these vaults for players to discover, and they all harbor secrets that can range from simply odd to the totally messed up. One vault may have succumbed to mutated monster plants, while another simply cloned a dude named Gary a bunch of times.
Gary.
Number 5, Stimpaks.
They keep coming. They scare me. Make it stop.
There are a few occasions in the Fallout show where characters use an item called a Stimpak to heal their wounds instantly. If you were one of the folks who thought it impossible for someone to recover so quickly just because of an injection, we can't blame you for thinking so, but that is really how Stimpaks work in the Fallout games. Stimpaks are made from a mixture of stimulants and healing agents that were made to significantly accelerate an organism's regenerative abilities. According to John Cassidy in Fallout 2, Stimpaks were made in massive abundance before the Great War. Yeah, it was a pretty easy way to insert video game mechanics into a story.
Give me a Stimpak!
Number 4, You're Special. While we're on the subject of video game mechanics, we should probably address all the injuries in Fallout that should have left a character mortally wounded, if not dead. From Maximus's bullet wound to Thaddeus' smashed foot. We're on the subject of video game mechanics, we should probably address all the injuries in Fallout that should have left a character mortally wounded, if not dead. From Maximus's bullet wound to Thaddeus' smashed foot, it's hard to believe anyone could survive most of the violence inflicted upon them. We'd like to believe the show is secretly adhering and making their characters with a special system. Designed in the games for your character's stats and strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck, we can believe someone like Maximus has a high enough stat in endurance to survive a bullet wound. Cooper Howard, aka the Ghoul, probably has high stats in perception, charisma, and or agility, which would explain his exceptional gunslinger skills, not to mention his backstory.
A hefty price on the head of a man that fits the description of that fellow right there.
Number 3, VATS. One mechanic of the Fallout games that doesn't character mortally wounded, if not dead. From Maximus's bullet wound to Thaddeus' smashed foot, it's hard to believe anyone could survive most of the violence inflicted upon them. We'd like to believe the show is secretly adhering and making their characters with a special system. Designed in the games for your character's stats and strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck, we can believe someone like Maximus has a high enough stat in endurance to survive a bullet wound. Cooper Howard, aka the Ghoul, probably has high stats in perception, charisma, and or agility,
what is that
which would
place?
explain his exceptional gunslinger skills, not to mention his backstory.
A A hefty prize on the head of a man that fits the description of that fellow right there.
Oh, someone's house.
VATS. One mechanic of the Fallout games that does not make itself known in the show is the Vault-Tec Assisted Targeting System, or VATS. This allows to believe anyone could survive. We're on the subject of video game mechanics into a story.
Give me a stick back!
Number 4, You're Special. While we're on the subject of video game mechanics, we should probably address all the injuries in Fallout that should have left a character mortally wounded, if not dead. From Maximus's bullet wound to Thaddeus' smashed foot, it's hard to believe anyone could survive most of the violence inflicted upon them. We'd like to believe the show is secretly adhering and making their characters with a special system. Designed in the games for your character's stats and strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck, we can believe someone like Maximus has a high enough stat in endurance to survive a bullet wound. Cooper Howard, aka the Ghoul, probably has high stats in perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, to believe anyone could survive most of the violence inflicted upon them. We'd like to believe the show is secretly adhering and making their characters with a special system. Designed in the games for your character's stats and strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck, we can believe someone like Maximus has a high enough stat in endurance to survive a bullet wound. Cooper Howard, aka the Ghoul, probably has high stats in perception, charisma, and or agility, which would explain his exceptional gunslinger skills, not to mention his backstory.
A hefty prize on the head of a man that fits the description of that fellow right there.
Number 3, VATS. One mechanic of the Fallout games that does not make itself known in the show is the Vault-Tec Assistant.
Hold on. I need to make an update. Okay, I slept. Good. Good. Good, good, good.
The targeting system, or VATS. This allows users to identify and target specific body parts. Successfully landing hits can potentially cripple your enemy and inflict critical damage. Not once does the show allude to this mechanic in any way, shape, or form. This is probably because the game comes to a complete stop when the player activates VATS. You gotta keep the show rolling and not get too deep in the mud with the video game stuff, you know? Number 2, The Enclave.
Put your faith in John Henry Eaton, great America, and baseball will live again. Comfort.
Towards the end of Fallout's first season, characters talk of factions inflicting fear to convince others to believe in their truths. One faction that we saw at play in the show's beginning was the Enclave. Newcomers may only know of the Enclave in terms of Siggy Wilsig's escape with Dogmeat, but booting up Fallout 2 or Fallout 3 will reveal an even more sinister side of the organization.
I didn't know that.
It sounded patriotic in anthems and its leaders' voices. The Enclave conducted inhumane experiments while exercising authoritarian practices
Wait.
to breed truths.
Let's go back.
Faction that we saw at play in the show's beginning was the Enclave. Newcomers may only know of the Enclave in terms of Siggy Wilsig's escape with Dogmeat, but booting up Fallout 2 or Fallout 3 will reveal an even more sinister side of the organization. Though it looked and sounded patriotic in anthems and its leaders' voices, the Enclave conducted inhumane experiments while exercising authoritarian practices to control their followers, all in the name of creating the true humans. We're anticipating they'll be making their presence more known in Fallout's second season.
I think you know.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Super Mutants and more?
This will have to do.
Oddly enough, Fallout makes a glaring omission when it comes to other enemies and races from the games. Sure, we saw the Assaultron head in the second episode, but where are the Protectrons or Robobrains? Perhaps the biggest omission of all were the Super Mutants. Even though they were teased once or twice, these Green Hulks weren't seen in action. These folks are just as mysterious as the ghouls on account of their varying levels of intelligence. You'll come across plenty of hostile Super Mutants, but most of the Fallout games also introduce settlements of much more civil and organized Super Mutants. But between the Deathclaw skull and the wide shot of New Vegas that concludes Season 1, perhaps fan favorite Super Mutants Marcus and Lily are scheduled to make an appearance in Season 2.
Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
Before we get the second season, which Fallout game are you planning to tackle first?
A nuclear event would be a tragedy, but also an opportunity.
Let us know down in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to Watch Mojo for more great videos every day.
That's it. Okay.
The canon. We know this because of...
All right, guys.
There might be a little bit of confusion in some places, but everything that happened in the previous games, including New Vegas, happened.
One of the joys of Fallout as a fan is to sit down and deep dive into its alternate reality take on United States history. The lore masters at Bethesda have entire events mapped out into canon. From the liberation of Alaska from the Chinese government to the recall of Teddy Fear Bears in 2072 and beyond. Until recently, this alternate history has existed primarily through the many Fallout video games developed by studios like Interplay Entertainment.
Wait, let's see. That's too expensive, bro. Like, are you seriously trying to get fucking rich? Level 45, 25. Deep Pocketed Trapper. More Minor Gauntlet. I mean, that's really fucking cheap. What is that supposed to be? Fuck. I mean, damn, for 1,000, that's not bad. I don't have 1,000, which sucks, but yeah. Yeah, I don't have 1,000. If I had 1,000, I would buy it, but I don't, fortunately. What about you? You got something different? Nah, you don't got nothing different. I want 1,000. I would love to have that shit, but fuck. I don't have nowhere close to that. So let's see. Wait, how close am I? I'm pretty close. Turn around. Where are you? Here. Sucks.
Black Isle, Bethesda, and Obsidian. But with the new show from Prime Video now available to stream, there's a new entry in the canon. We know this because IGN sat down with Bethesda Game Studios director Todd Howard and Fallout the series executive producer Jonathan Nolan to talk about how the new show fits into the grand timeline of Fallout. Officially, the Fallout show is set in the year 2296, which takes place later than any other Fallout game currently released. For example, Fallout 4 takes place in the year 2287, while Fallout New Vegas is set in the year 2281, a full 15 years prior to the events of the show. Since the showrunners and Howard previously confirmed the show exists within the canon of the games, that means events in the show have big lore implications for the series. The biggest is probably the fate of Shady Sands, the first capital of the new California Republic and a key location in the Fallout video games. In the final episode of the first season, it's revealed Shady Sands was destroyed by Hank McClane. Shady Sands appeared in the very first Fallout video game set in the year 2161 and referenced again in Fallout New Vegas, set in the year 2281. But with the Fallout show taking place in 2296, 15 years after the events of New Vegas, a lot can change in that time. According to Howard, showrunners Graham Wagner and Geneva Robertson Dworet came to him with the idea to blow up Shady Sands, something Howard says shocked him at first. But the event would serve as a catalyst for the main characters of the Fallout show, and the showrunners worked with Howard and the Bethesda team to ensure it remained consistent with the games.
And we talked through it, and this will be a pretty impactful story moment that a lot of things anchor on.
But for anyone confused about how the city could be blown up by the time the show takes place, Howard says all the details of the timeline should line up.
We're careful about the timeline. There might be a little bit of confusion in some places, but everything that happened in the previous games, including New Vegas, happened. We're very careful about that. All I can say is, we're threading it tight there, but the bomb falls just after the events of New Vegas.
Howard revealed that when Bethesda first began talking with Jonathan Nolan about a potential Fallout TV adaptation, Howard wanted something that could stand on its own.
I wanted something that would stand up as another entry in the series, as opposed to retelling one of the games we did and sort of treat it like we do a game and move the timeline forward and do some great things. And, that's what he was thinking as well.
Nolan adds that the show set out to honor the meticulous and detailed timeline set up by Bethesda, and that creating a show not connected to the games was almost a non-starter.
Everyone worked on Fallout, all the games. We're so respectful and so careful to keep this consistent universe. If we gone a different direction, the show would be the only thing that doesn't fit. We didn't want to be in our own little private corner of an Elseworld or a different universe. That felt like, I think that would be less meaningful to me watching the series, to know that it was completely divorced from the reality of the games.
Now that we know the Fallout show is indeed canon and lines up with the timeline set by the games, here are the key events that mark the Fallout franchise from the first game to the show. While the entire timeline of Fallout takes place in an alternate history where the Cold War takes dramatically different turns than it does in our own reality, the key moment that sets off the franchise is the start of the Great War on October 23, 2077. A culmination of the Sino-American War, every nation involved in the conflict was sucked into a nuclear war, transforming the United States and the rest of the world into the Fallout wasteland we know and love. This event can be seen in both the Fallout show, where Walton Goggins as Howard Cooper and his daughter are seen attempting to flee the nuclear blasts in Los Angeles, as well as the opening moments of Fallout 4, where the sole survivor and their family make their way to Vault 111 just before the bomb lands in New England. Fallout 76 begins on October 23, 2102, or Reclamation Day as it's known. 25 years after the bombs fell during the Great War, Fallout 76 is the earliest game in the series, with Howard even calling it a prequel to the other games. Set in the former state of West Virginia, now known simply as Appalachia, the game stars a Vault Dweller from Vault 76 who sets out to find the missing Overseer. Fallout 76's version of the Wasteland is especially harsh given how soon it is after the bombs were dropped, and many of the series' hallmarks like the Brotherhood of Steel and Mutations have their origins explored here. The very first Fallout game is actually the second game in the timeline. Set 84 years after the Great War, Fallout begins in Vault 13 in Southern California, near Shady Sands and Vault 33 from the Fallout show. The Vault Dweller in the first Fallout is given the straightforward task of finding a new water chip for their vault in time before the vault's supply of clean water runs out. However, during the course of this adventure, they come face to face with the Master and his army of mutants, who are bent on mutating the humans under his rule. Fallout Tactics tells the origins of one of the Wasteland's longest-lasting factions, the Brotherhood of Steel. When the Great War broke out, a group of military men were bunkered in a Vault-Tec vault alongside a group of scientists. However, when the military unit discovers the scientists' immoral experiments, they desert the army, kill the scientists, and together form the Brotherhood of Steel. Tactics follows the Brotherhood as they attempt to claim the territory outside of the former Chicago, but ultimately takes them on a journey west to find the rumored Vault Zero, which houses the United States' most important government, military, and scientific leaders.
毎月毎月1万人恋人できてるダッフルダブル
A direct sequel to the events in Fallout 1, Fallout 2 follows a direct descendant of the Vault Dweller from Vault 13, who was exiled and started the village of Arroyo in the Wasteland. Fallout 2 tracks the rise of the New California Republic as well as the organization known as the Enclave, which claims to be the true successor to the United States. The Enclave briefly appears in the Fallout show as the organization the scientist Siggy Wilzig escapes from with the cold fusion reactor. Set in the East Coast near the former Washington, D.C., Fallout 3 starts in Vault 101 and initially revolves around the Vault Dwellers' search for their missing father. While venturing across the D.C. area, a larger plot is uncovered around a mysterious project to purify the drinking water of the Potomac River, along with clashes with the Enclave from Fallout 2. Once again set in the West Coast, Fallout New Vegas stars a courier tasked with delivering a package to New Vegas, which, you guessed it, is the post-nuclear war successor to Las Vegas, Nevada. However, the courier winds up caught between a local factional war between the New California Republic and the Caesar's Legion that threatens to destabilize the entire region. Reclamation Day, forming the
Everyone who worked on Fallout, all the games,
Sure.
were so respectful and so careful to keep this consistent universe. If we gone a different direction, the show would be the only thing that doesn't fit. We didn't want to be in our own little private corner of an Elseworld or a different universe. That felt like, I think that would be less meaningful to me watching the series, to know that it was completely divorced from the reality of the games.
Now that we know the Fallout show is indeed canon and lines up with the timeline set by the games, here are the key events that mark the Fallout franchise from the first game to the show. While
That's
the
what I
entire
never used
timeline
to.
of Fallout takes place in an alternate history where the Cold War takes dramatically different turns than it does in our own reality,
makes
the
sense.
key moment that sets off the franchise is the start of the Great War on October 23, 2077. A culmination of the Sino-American War, every nation involved in the conflict was sucked into a nuclear war, transforming the United States and the rest of the world into the Fallout wasteland we know and love. This event can be seen in both the Fallout show, where Walton Goggins as Howard Cooper and his daughter are seen attempting to flee the nuclear blasts in Los Angeles, as well as the opening moments of Fallout 4, where the sole survivor and their family make their way to Vault 11 just before the bomb lands in New England. Fallout 76 begins on October 23, 2102, or Reclamation Day as it's known. 25 years after the bomb spell during the Great War, Fallout 76 is the earliest game in the series, with Howard even calling it a prequel to the other games. Set in the former state of West Virginia, now known simply as Appalachia, the game stars a Vault Dweller from Vault 76 who sets out to find the missing Overseer. Fallout 76's version of the Wasteland is especially harsh given how soon it is after the bombs were dropped, and many of the series' hallmarks like the Brotherhood of Steel and Mutations have their origins explored here. The very first Fallout game is actually the second game in the timeline. Set 84 years after the Great War, Fallout begins in Vault 13 in Southern California, near Shady Sands and Vault 33 from the Fallout show. The Vault Dweller in the first Fallout is given the straightforward task of finding a new water chip for their vault in time before the vault's supply of clean water runs out. However, during the course of this adventure, they come face to face with the Master and his army of mutants, who are bent on mutating the humans under his rule. Fallout Tactics tells the origins of one of the Wasteland's longest-lasting factions, the Brotherhood of Steel. When the Great War broke out, a group of military men were bunkered in a Vault-Tec vault alongside a group of scientists. However, when the military unit discovers the scientists' immoral experiments, they desert the army, kill the scientists, and together form the Brotherhood of Steel. Tactics follows the Brotherhood as they attempt to claim the territory outside of the former Chicago, but ultimately takes them on a journey west to find the rumored Vault Zero, which houses the United States' most important government, military, and scientific leaders. A direct sequel to the events in Fallout 1, Fallout 2 follows a direct descendant of the Vault Dweller from Vault 13, who was exiled and started the village of Arroyo in the Wasteland. Fallout 2 tracks the rise of the New California Republic, as well as the organization known as the Enclave, which claims to be the true successor to the United States. The Enclave briefly appears in the Fallout show as the organization the scientists seek Wilzig escapes from with the cold fusion reactor. Set in the East Coast near the former Washington, D.C., Fallout 3 starts in Vault 101 and initially revolves around the Vault Dwellers' search for their missing father. While venturing across the DC area, a larger plot is uncovered around a mysterious project to purify the drinking water of the Potomac River, along with clashes with the Enclave from Fallout 2. Once again set in the West Coast, Fallout New Vegas stars a courier tasked with delivering a package to New Vegas, which, you guessed it, is the post-nuclear war successor to Las Vegas, Nevada. However, the courier winds up caught between a local factional war between the New California Republic and the Caesar's Legion that threatens to destabilize the entire region. And as Howard tells IGN, Shady Sands is destroyed sometime after the events of Fallout New Vegas. Set in a region known as the Commonwealth, which comprises most of pre-war New England, Fallout 4 follows the sole survivor of Vault 111, who sets out in search of their missing baby. The New California Republic and the Caesar's Legion that threatens to destabilize the entire region. And as Howard tells IGN, Shady Sands is destroyed sometime after the events of Fallout New Vegas. Set in a region known as the Commonwealth, which comprises most of pre-war New England, Fallout 4 follows the sole survivor of Vault 111, who sets out in search of their missing baby. Along the way, while venturing across the DC area, a larger plot is uncovered around a mysterious project to purify the drinking water of the Potomac River, along with clashes with the Enclave from Fallout 2.
He left.
Once again set in the West Coast, Fallout New Vegas stars a courier tasked with delivering a package to New Vegas, which, you guessed it, is the post-nuclear war successor to Las Vegas, Nevada. However, the courier winds up caught between a local factional war between the New California Republic and the Caesar's Legion that threatens to destabilize the entire region. And as Howard tells IGN, Shady Sands is destroyed sometime after the events of Fallout New Vegas. Set in a region known as the Commonwealth, which comprises most of pre-war New England, Fallout 4 follows the sole survivor of Vault 111, who sets out in search of their missing baby. Along the way, players will encounter new factions like the Minutemen and the Institute, as well as familiar Wasteland staples like the Brotherhood of Steel. The primary focus of Fallout 4 is around a new technology called synths, human-like machines who've since gained sentience, supposedly, after numerous generations were created post-Great War. Finally, we have the events in Fallout the series. Similar to the plot of Fallout 3, Prime Video's Fallout show follows Lucy McLean as she sets out from Vault 33 into the Wasteland to find her kidnapped father, the Overseer Hank McLean. However, as the series continues, we discover the truth behind not only the events leading up to the Great War in 2077, but also what happened to the city of Shady Sands and the original Vault tech. This is the complete timeline of Fallout from both the games and the show, as confirmed by Todd Howard. With Fallout 5 already confirmed as a game Howard and Bethesda want to eventually make, who knows where the future of the series will go, especially if Prime Video also greenlights a second season of Fallout the series. For more from us on the great big Fallout Wasteland, check out IGN's full interview with Todd Howard and Jonathan Nolan, and for everything else, keep it here on IGN.
Where is it? No. So okay, let's see. No. Where the fuck? There's no... It's just armor. Yeah, it's just armor. There's no... right here. Craft, let's see. I need to be... Yeah, but I need gunsmith. I don't have gunsmith yet, so yeah. I got a long way to go. But I need to go back. Yeah, sorry guys. I know it's pretty boring. Alright, let's at least... I need to go here too. But let's collect the meat. At least collect the fucking meat. Just wanna look at it.
ネルヒスタ、世界で最も偉大なる天使として彼女は同時にドラゴンの血を引いています。彼女は間違いなく1位を競う強力な競争者です。次の参加者は奇跡の美少エルロンド。稀な復活のヒーラーとして神々の祝福を受けています。エルロンドは確かに目立つでしょう。彼女たちの運命はどう思いますか？楽しみにしてください。
Where the fuck is the meat? I'm going the right way, right?
Fallout Season 1 is now on Prime Video, and in honor of that, I am joined by none other than Bethesda's Todd Howard, who is an executive producer on the show, and Jonathan Nolan, who is an executive producer and director of the first 3 episodes. Welcome, guys. Thanks so much for joining me.
Oh, excited to be here.
And I'm so glad we get to talk now, post-release, because I feel like people have been binging it over the weekend and discussing it in earnest. Do you guys keep up with the reactions and reviews and fan theories, or are you kind of purposely staying out of that a little bit?
I mean, I keep up with it. You know, it's hard not to read all that stuff, and everybody's loving the show. So when you're getting all this great feedback, it's pretty much, you know, it's a lot of fuel. All the credit to Jonah, Graham, Geneva, everyone who worked on the show. It just turned out, you know, we're so happy.
Jonah, I'm curious with you too, because I don't know if you like got burned out on Reddit theories during Westworld or what have you.
You want to it's always gratifying when people are enjoying something. That's really exciting. But I think you have to be a little careful, because if you read too much, you know, it can even subconsciously start to steer the ship a little bit in different directions. So I think I've dipped a toe in it, and everyone seems to be excited, which is great. That's very gratifying.
Yeah, well, I'll probably be the 1,000th person to tell you, but the show rules. It's great. I watched the whole thing. And Jonah, you've talked about how you're a big Fallout 3 guy. Can I kind of ask you for your history with the series? Like, when did you start playing? How many hours have you lost to this series?
I started Fallout 3 shortly after it was released, which I think is 2008. I wouldn't feel good about putting a number on exactly how many hours I played that game, but it was a lot.
It's a big game, in your defense. It's a Bethesda game, so. And Todd, you've talked about how you said no for years to a Fallout adaptation until Jonah came along with his pitch. Now that we can actually talk spoilers and talk details, I'm curious if there was any like specific detail or specific hook in Jonah's pitch that made you think, oh, this guy gets it.
Well, when we first talked, I was such a fan of the work that he had done both in the movies and in television with Westworld. And when we first talked, it was, you know, I wanted something that would stand up as another entry in the series as opposed to retelling one of the games we did, and sort of treat it like we do a game and move the timeline forward and do some great things. And, you know, that's what he was thinking as well, which is like, hey, what's our ability to tell a new story? TV is about, you know, finding the characters and how do we get the tone right in the show? So all of our initial conversations were around mostly tone, right? We know we're going to tell a new story, but I think the trick with Fallout is the world itself and how you go between all those different tones that the games have. And I thought, you know, the show does that really, really well.
Yeah, you definitely have that like kind of weird Fallout humor that is very specific to Fallout, so you definitely see that, along with like kind of the darkness of the world as well. And Todd, of course, you're coming to this as kind of like the lore master. I'm curious if when you went into the writer's room, if you had to correct a bunch of stuff, or were they already like they knew their stuff when you came in?
They really knew their stuff. I'll tell you what, everybody behind the show, it's one of the things that you wish people could see. Well, I think you see in the show, right? Mm-hmm. In terms of the passion everybody involved in it brought to it. From Jonah to Graham and Geneva, our showrunners, the actors, the whole cast and crew. When you would go, I would ask people, like, are all TV show sets like this? Like, well, no, you see them all come together. And the people that were even, you know, cameramen who were Fallout fans. And so, obviously, we were there from the beginning to help sort of guide, to make sure things were, you know, in line tone-wise, and other little bits of fiction and other things. But they were so all over it and wanting to pull things from every game, from Fallout 1 to 3 to New Vegas to 4. There's even some 76 stuff in there, and I think it's one of the really wonderful things that it does if you're a fan of the series and everybody has kind of their favorite entry, that you can see bits and pieces of that in the show.
And Jonah, this show takes some very large swings with Fallout lore, and you're no stranger to big IP. You've done Batman, obviously. But was there anything where you were like, is this too big a swing? Am I taking too much liberty with the lore here?
Well, I think you want to approach it from a place of humility when you're dealing with, and this has been just a dream collaboration. I mean, the partnership with Todd and the rest of the amazing folks at Bethesda, and the support there, and the openness to our team with Geneva and Graham to be able to get in here and do some real storytelling. I think that the part that was the most exciting, but also the most nervous-making, were all of the flashbacks. And it was something that as we were talking about it, and Geneva and Graham were getting more and more excited about telling that story about what happened before the war, what precipitated the war, one little sliver of that larger story and a little bit more of an insight in Vault-Tec. That was the place where I was both the most reliant on talking with Todd and the team over there a lot about, okay, let's make sure that we don't, that all of this fits together, plays nicely with all of the rest of the lore. But the ability for the show, which is something a show you say, why even make a show out of a game? The game has so much flexibility. They're so big. They're so epic. There's so many choices you can make, and you're removing a lot of that openness with the series. But the series can do things like flashbacks that are a little more challenging with the game. So that world before the war, which is so distinct, so satirical, so it's so much of the flavor of these games, and the ability to play in that, I think, was incredibly exciting to us.
And given that this show is telling kind of an original story, but it's still so loyal to the world of the games, I mean, was there any pushback on, making a show that was extremely loyal to the lore and art design of the games?
I'd say every time we do a game, we want to push the story forward as well. We're looking at things and how do we add, and so the show does that as well. As they had story elements that they wanted to do, it's like, oh, that's really interesting. Let's find a way to make that work. Graham and Geneva wanted to blow up Shady Sands. The first thing they bring that up, you're like, what do you want to do? I need to I had actually an emotional reaction to it, given the history of that location in the franchise from Fallout 1, and we talked through it, and this will be a pretty impactful story moment that a lot of things anchor on. So making that work, and just so people here I know are watching this, we're careful about the timeline. There might be a little bit of confusion in some places, but everything that happened in the previous games, including New Vegas, happened. We're very careful about that. And so when they brought that up, threading that needle to make sure that was a moment that landed in the show that also moved things forward in terms of what's going to be happening in the world of Fallout. That was a big one that we talked about.
Well, I was actually specifically going to ask you about that Shady Sands timeline conversation, and you say that, nothing in New Vegas is retconned. I think the rub to kind of TLDR it is that the fall, quote unquote, of Shady Sands happens in 2277, which is 4 years before New Vegas. So is that just are people just misunderstanding what the fall of Shady Sands means, or anything like that?
All I can say is we're threading it tight there, but the bomb falls just after the events of New Vegas. That's when Shady Sands.
So basically, the fall of Shady Sands. Yeah, it doesn't mean a nuke necessarily.
Correct.
I'm glad we got that out of the way. It was a big question.
We are tight on the dates, if you really want to get into it. But what's important is when the show takes place, what is happening in the time period of the show, and that's what's most important to us.
Absolutely, and that kind of brings me to this question of, you could have made this show in a way that, say, the MCU does, where the movies are separate from the comics. Why make it intertwined with the lore of the games?
Well, it definitely is harder to do, right? We just felt, as fans of Fallout, that would be the kind of show we'd want to watch. And the things where we think the world of Fallout is going in the future. It's also, look, for me, I can't say enough about the job Jonah and the whole team did on this, in terms of, I love to work with other creatives that are going to bring a lot of new things to it. And as Jonah was referencing, what they were able to do in the past and Vault-Tec, and there's even more. I just thought, look, as a fan of Fallout, it was an absolute delight.
From our end, we had seen the care with which Todd and the team at Bethesda had made sure that all of these games connect together. Everyone who worked on Fallout, all the games, were so respectful and so careful to keep this consistent universe. If we got a different direction, the show would be the only thing that doesn't fit with that universe. Now, obviously, there's challenges there. These are open world games in which some of the games have, the games all have different endings, different outcomes, and you have to find a way to honor those. But we didn't want to be in our own little private corner of an Elseworld or a different universe. That felt like, I think that would be less meaningful to me watching the series, to know that it was completely divorced from the reality of the games.
From what I have heard from you guys, though, it's more so that being intertwined in the universe is more of an asset than an obstacle. Am I right?
I think it's definitely more of an asset. It is a challenge. I mean, as Todd said, it'd be much easier for us to just kind of like a bull in a china shop, just go in here and pick whatever we wanted. And it's like that. I've worked on adaptations before where they're defined by the degrees of difference from the source material, where you're adapting a book, when you're adapting, for instance, Westworld, the original brilliant film by Michael Crichton. I mean, the series shares the ethos of that film, but very few of the sort of story moments. Sometimes it's about making changes. Sometimes, and it's always more difficult to thread that needle of respecting all of the lore, respecting all the great storytelling that's come before you, and trying to find a way to not only play nicely with that, but also add to it if you can. So, like I said, just a dream collaboration.
I want to dive into kind of this main trio of characters of Lucy, Maximus, and Ghoul or Cooper. And we'll start with Lucy. I found it so refreshing how she is this very optimistic character, and you kind of expect throughout season 1 for her to take a turn, but she never does. Like, she gets tougher, but she still remains essentially the Leslie Knope of the Wasteland. I'm curious if that was always the idea, or if there was ever, a thought where she might get a little more cynical.
I think it's one of the things that we really enjoyed about Geneva Graham's pitch for these characters from the beginning was that, there would be the ability to grow, and I think change is always a possibility there, but there would be certain things that these characters would really hold on to, sort of essential pieces of their character. I think Lucy is such a likable character, in part because her idealism is kind of unchallenged when it starts, and then as the story continues, you see what are the things that in this kind of, in the crucible of the Wasteland, what's she going to discard and what's she going to hold on to? And her essential decency is something that I think, even when she's tasked with making some very difficult choices, even when she's tasked with taking a life, I think you still feel that decency underneath it. I think that was a really exciting choice.
Yeah, and she really goes through it throughout season 1, and I think you have this big reveal, of course, that about her father, Hank. I mean, is he basically our big bad now?
You have to stay tuned and see. And we loved working with Conor McLaughlin. What a treasure that guy is.
God, he's so good. And moving on, I saw a take that was the 3 characters are kind of perfect embodiments of the D&D alignment chart. Like, Lucy is good, Maximus is neutral, and Ghoul is evil. And I really love thinking about Maximus as neutral because a lot of his choices, I feel, come from just naivete. What are you kind of trying to say about the Brotherhood of Steel as an organization through this character?
For me, I just remember that moment where they offer to let you join up. I'm not quite sure what are we in like a Pulverhoven Starship Troopers kind of moment here? Like, do we feel good about this organization or bad? I mean, the helmet looks cool. You want to wear that armor, right? And I think for me, Max really represents my experience playing these games, where I'd like to think that I play through it with Lucy's moral virtue, but the truth is there's some moments where you just want the big gun, you just want the kick-ass armor, and you're trying to figure out how much you're willing to morally compromise yourself. I think Aaron Button just did such an incredible job of portraying that neutrality, that kind of that ambiguity of which way he's going to go.
And that's how it should be. Look, you see these guys when the airship comes and they come walking out, it's just like it's completely badass. There's no other word to be like, I want to be post-apocalyptic Iron Man tank. And then how compromised morally am I going to be? Who are they out for? And I really love a lot of the scenes where them teaching technology or how they treat squires. The thing I definitely want to borrow is I love the solve for how all of these
It's 45. Is there anything else inside that I should know about? I feel like I've been here before. Let's see. Oh, that's it, right? Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so let's go to let's go here. I'm curious what they got. That was my original character. Okay. I'm in the right spot, right? I believe so. Oh, that's mine. Alright, how the fuck do I get inside? What the fuck is that? That's it, my man. I don't fucking get it, bro. I mean, it says it's here, but where the fuck is it? Yeah, and I've noticed I don't need to eat. I don't need to eat or drink. I didn't fucking know, bro. That's it. Assaultron head, deep pocketed combat armor. Eventually, but not right now. Buff tats. Right away. Super stim pack. Yeah, that's it. Okay, let's go to the next one. I don't remember if I was here or not. Whew. Thank you guys for watching for the past 2 hours. I appreciate y'all.
Weapons are carried around with the giant golf bag. So if I had like a wish, you'd see that in the game like 76 really soon. But there's so many great parts about the Brotherhood of Steel in terms of what the Wasteland can mean. And so I think Max often is the player. Like, would I have done that? Is he making the right choices? So, and I think Aaron pulls it off great.
He does. He absolutely does. And I also find the dynamic between Lucy and Max to be so interesting. I mean, in your guys' opinion, are they like actually in love by the end of season 1, or is it essentially like a marriage of convenience? Like, you're here, I'm here, why don't we love each other?
No, I don't think it's a marriage of comedians. I think there's a genuine bond there. Their backgrounds are so different, and yet they've found this space in between where they relate. No, I think there's a very genuine level of connection there. I just, in the way of all things, there's a little bit of comedy, there's a little bit of tragedy in the show. So we'll see if they can find each other again.
Speaking of tragedy, I think we have to talk about Walton Goggins in Gould, who has just been a breakout character without a doubt. First of all, the most obvious question is Cooper Howard named after Todd?
No comment.
Fair enough. And I think one of the coolest lore reveals is that he's kind of Vault Boy, or at least Vault Boy is based on advertisements that Coop did. I mean, is that kind of where the character started?
The conversations with Graham and Geneva and Todd talking about that lore and backing into it. We just love the idea of Cooper. When we knew the show was set in Los Angeles in the kind of ruins of Hollywood, the idea of Cooper as this figure embroiled in a kind of a Red Scare McCarthy-like moment in this bizarro alternate future was kind of too delicious for us to pass up. Because here we are, again, the Hollywood assholes coming to adapt this beloved video game franchise. So there was a meta-satirical level that we just thought was delicious. And then, of course, this question of how far is too far in terms of actors or writers or anyone in terms of that corporate sponsorship, sort of going down that rabbit hole. So I think picking up the mantle of the satire from the games and trying to direct it back towards Vault-Tec was one of the most exciting things that we got a chance to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And Coop is a great way to do that. And I'm curious, what kind of balance was there in kind of the, I would say, more morally compromised Ghoul that we see, and trying to also hold on to who Coop was 200 years ago?
It's an ongoing story. I think that's one of the things that's so fascinating about his characters. He's seen the whole story, and you so seldom get a chance to write a character with this kind of span. Where in flashbacks you're looking at someone who I think from the first frame you understand is decent. He makes some mistakes and he's certainly got he learns some things along the way. But I think we understand from his first interactions with his daughter this is an inherently decent person, and then we see what the rack of time has done to him, and it creates this chasm between who he was and who he is. And I think it's just a fascinating thing for the show to explore. I think by the time you get to the end of the season, you understand this is a person who's capable of evil, capable of ruthlessness, has seen enough life come and go that life is truly cheap to him. But I think there is still a question of what drives this, what is driving this person, what has been driving this person for these hundreds of years.
Absolutely, and you kind of have this great line drop in the finale with both Barb and Coop saying war never changes. Was it important for you guys to have that line in there in a prominent role, given that it's kind of in certain ways the ethos of Fallout?
Graham is an even bigger fan of Fallout. I would say a bigger fan, but a longer standing fan. He's been playing since the very first game. And so we talked, and they talked, Graham and Geneva talked endlessly about the right moment for that line to land. I think a lot of people would expect to see it in the very beginning of the series. I love the way they kind of Casino Royale it. They sort of, one of the beauties of that film is that you wait the whole film to hear that distinctive John Barry guitar sting that announces that, Bond has begun. I think there's an opportunity to take that line and use it to kind of plant a flag here that hopefully our story has just begun as well.
Staying on the subject of Coop, you have this huge reveal in the finale that Barb kind of betrayed him. And from my perspective, it's a pretty evil decision. She was one of the architects of the nuking. Are we going to get an answer for that? Is there going to be some kind of justification to kind of save Barb?
I don't know if you'd say there's a justification, but we're very much hoping to continue telling that story. That's going to be my answer for all these questions. I wish Graham and Geneva were here.
Okay.
Covered the meat from our traps. Just what I wanted to hear. On behalf of the responders, I can't thank you enough. You helped us make progress toward a more peaceful world. I wish I could say that's all the help I needed, but work never ends. If you're in the neighborhood again sometime, I will always welcome more of your help. Stay in the meantime, though. Here's your payment. Have a good day now.
That's not a lot, man. streaming next time because we're gonna talk a lot, so I don't see no point. That's the best I can do. That's the best I can do. Okay, let's explore because I still got a lot of fucking time. Here, I still haven't been here. This is gonna be fucking crazy. I should, yeah. Let's do this one first. Wait, where is it? Here. So I still haven't been there, so yeah, let's do that.
They would say the same thing. Again, those flashbacks, that storytelling, those characters, those actors, it was so much fun for us. I think if we're lucky enough to continue telling the story, that will definitely be a part of it.
And I'm curious how you guys see the NCR as it stands now. Like, is it demolished, or is it kind of more like the Minutemen, where it's just kind of fractured?
One of the takes that we always have is to approach things very locally when we're doing Fallout. You know, we're careful about saying what's going on in other parts of the world, and we always take this view of like communication is difficult. And look, if you look at the background, the NCR is a wide-ranging sort of organization and group across not just California but other places. So the show focuses on this period of time and this group here, and that's what we can say right now. But I don't think you've heard the last of the NCR.
Absolutely, and I'm sure we haven't heard the last of Moldaver. Again, question that will probably be answered in season 2. Are we going to find out why she's been around for so long? Because we didn't find that out in season 1.
We did not, did we? I think I would love to spend a little more time. Yeah, Sarita's a lovely human being, fantastic actor, and I think picking up that story would be great fun.
All right, I'll take a break from grilling you guys about the lore and ask you about some of the BTS. For all the people that we did see, I loved like the Matt Berry cameo. That was great. I was a little surprised not to see Mr. Ron Perlman in the show, given that he has such a big role in the games. Was there any talk of bringing him in?
There are so many treasures in these games that I think, some of the characters, some of the factions, some of the locations, we didn't want to try to tackle everything in one season. So again, a question I would leave up to Graham and Geneva. I like the pace. There were moments in which you sort of say, okay, pace yourself. I mean, I think one of the reasons why Todd and I, in that very first conversation, recognized that this had to be a series was because the scope of the games, each individual game is, as we said, 50 to 100 to many more hours of gameplay. There's so much storytelling in each of these games that we knew from the beginning a movie couldn't possibly encompass all of it. Even one season of a series couldn't get close. So there's been a mantra from the beginning, and again, with fingers crossed that everyone loved the show and a chance to keep going. I think a mantra with Geneva and Graham that we sort of, in conversations that we have, we say, you pace yourselves, right? You're not going to try to tackle every single part of this universe in one go.
It's a big universe. and speaking of celebrities who are fans of Fallout, have you heard from anyone since this show came out who's like, hey, I love Fallout. Why wasn't I in the show? Can I be in season 2?
We've been hearing from so many people, and it's kind of fun to see the Fallout fans kind of come out of the woodwork. People you've known a long time, and you kind of realize, oh, you've been playing this whole time. So it's been a lot of fun.
Are you going to get your brother into Fallout, Jonah? Or is he into it? Am I wrong?
We grew up playing games together, but mainly when we get together, and I think most of the gaming that he does these days is just cooperative stuff with me occasionally. But we both had kids. He's got a lot of kids, and I got lots of kids, and now they get to play the games. I think the last game I played with Chris was probably Rock Band with his kids.
It's a good one. I love it. I still have the drums and the guitar in my apartment.
It brings a family of talentless musicians together.
And Todd, I want to switch gears a little bit and ask more about the games. We obviously know that Fallout 5 is in the works, but you have said in the past that the plan is Elder Scrolls 6 and then Fallout 5. Is that still the plan, or is there any chance that could change based on the interest from the show?
I'm gonna avoid putting dates on anything. I've learned that the hard way. So obviously, our focus as far as new development right now is Elder Scrolls 6, but that doesn't mean that we're not making plans for other things. We're still doing a lot of work, obviously, on Fallout 76, and we see the community, so many people going into that game and kind of rediscovering it, and just so happy with where that game is at. And it really does, and I mean, this has one of the best communities in all of gaming. Like, surprisingly, it's like a very, very nice apocalypse, and we're doing a lot of Starfield work as well. So we have some really good updates that are, going to get announced soon for that game. So a lot going on here.
And to press you about the future now, Jonah, and I in the past you've talked about, kind of wanting to finish Westworld and having this, plan for it. I'm curious if you and Graham and Geneva have this multi-season plan for Fallout, or are you kind of still feeling it out?
No, we talk it through. I think, you have a responsibility when you undertake one of these journeys to have a bit of a plan. You'd also be foolish to not account for the things along the way. That's one of the beauties of television. You'll start working with an actor who maybe came in for, a little cameo and then winds up becoming a key part of your universe. That's happened on every show I've ever worked on. So you want to have a plan, but you also want to be flexible enough and adaptable enough that you're not locked into that. And for the obvious reason that, especially these days, with these shows, you want to make every season as great as you can. We approach it more now from the perspective, the same place we approached a film franchise, where you try to make a terrific season, and if you're lucky enough to go again, you make a follow-up. You leave enough material, and you have enough of a master plan from the beginning that you know what the next step would be. And we have been talking for some time now about the next steps for Fallout, and we're very excited about it.
Well, I, for one, very, very much hope we get to see it. And I don't know where the time went, but we are out of it. Thanks, you guys, so much. Guys at home, Fallout is now on Prime Video, Season 1 completely streaming. And Todd and Jonah, thanks again for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you. This was awesome.
Let's keep going this way.
What's poppin', y'all? Drake is facing one of the most unique challenges we've ever seen, is a coordinated attack on him by many of the top artists. And he has taken shots at all of these people. He loves to take sneak disses at artists and has done so for a very long time. But I don't like the way this looks. And there's several reasons for this. Initially, with Like That, the public. Sure, there have been disses from both sides for a very long time. Metro Boomin has had issues with him, but Metro Boomin's a producer. There's going to be no rap battle between them. So we hear Like That. Future, he's kind of on it, but there's going to be no rap battle, no diss tracks from Future. Come on. We love Future. We love Future music, but Future in a rap beef is comedy. It's just not. Come on. So that leaves Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar drops Like That. First-person shooter was taking aim, but the majority, they're not going to catch stuff like that, especially at casuals. People catch the Kendrick Lamar Like That track, which then leaves it to, it's pretty much taking aim at Cole and Drake. Cole comes back with something, immediately walks it back, walks out of the rap game. It's like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, unfortunately. He's gone. And that leaves Drake and Kendrick. But then a bunch of other people start coming at Drake. It's like, they dropped the part 2 of that album. You got A$AP Rocky coming at Drake. This is before his song even drops. We've got, who else? A$AP Rocky, we had The Weeknd coming at him, Future, I think, a little bit. Excellent rollout from Metro Boomin, by the way. And then Rick Ross, he's bumping the Like That track. So you're like, okay, Rick Ross messing with this. And then Drake drops his track. But I think this turns it, and then Ross drops his track. And this turns it into like a Drake versus everybody thing. And it makes it look like Kendrick was the one that wanted this to happen. Like he needed other people. And from a couple of different sources that don't want to give away too much, that doesn't seem to be the case. So AD, AD formerly from No Jumper, Community AD, he was talking about how, like, this is just Kendrick and Drake. That's what Kendrick is focused on. He's not focused on everybody else. And also Carl Sherry, the guy that has some information, he said he didn't want to give away too much, but ganging up with a bunch of people is not something that Kendrick Lamar would do or would co-sign doing. So what we can gather from just a couple of pieces of information about this is that Metro Boomin moves a little shysty in the sense that, you guys remember the second album? The Cole verse on there is like, whoa, a Cole that was just walking back his diss wouldn't agree to something like this. So it must have been recorded way earlier and cleared, and he doesn't know how it would be used. And so I think what Metro Boomin did is he didn't let a lot of people know the offense that he was going on. I don't think Kendrick Lamar knew that The Weeknd on part 2 was going to be coming at Drake too, and that A$AP Rocky was going to be coming at Drake too. If he did, maybe, but from what we're hearing, that doesn't seem to be the case. And this makes Kendrick Lamar look worse because, hey, you can't even take Drake. You're supposed to be the #1 rapper, actual pure rapper, no ghostwriters that we know of, no writers. You put all your music, or you pen all your music, and that's all you're committed to. All you do is music. You're not out in clubs. You're not trying to be seen. You're just trying to be heard. And when you are seen, there is something that we're going to hear very soon. And he comes in, shakes up the game. So I don't think that's somebody that would be rounding up a bunch of people to go after one person that he doesn't even deem on his level. And then it makes him look worse in public because they're looking at it like, damn, Kendrick Lamar needs all of these people just to go at Drake? So if all of these people need to come together to come at one artist, then they must see him as the #1 guy, which I don't think Kendrick Lamar sees him like that. And a bunch of people start looking at it like, yo, Drake, so you're going to respond to Rick Ross? He just dropped a diss. I don't think Drake needs to respond to Rick Ross. However, when Drake is constantly posting on social media about Metro Boomin, like, yo, Metro Boomin can't even respond to you. Yet Rick Ross is here daily on your head top on social media, and you can't play that social media game with him. So in this case, Drake just has to fall off of social media or fall back a little bit because he's not as good at the social media game as a Rick Ross, the guy that's on it. I mean, just look at reps. Rick Ross is on this thing all of the time. So I don't know how Kendrick Lamar is going to make it known that he's not teaming with a bunch of people. This is a narrative that he's going to have to crush. He has to, or someone from his team has to. And this is the problem. His team's not TDE anymore, who they have a strong voice within hip-hop, so they could put out the information like, yo, Kendrick doesn't know anything about that. He is not teaming with these people. Kendrick is solo, and he doesn't co-sign what these other people are doing. His team, we don't even know who Kendrick's team is right now. They're probably just like behind-the-scenes people. So it would have to be on the track, because I don't think Kendrick is going to clear it up on a just tweet or something like that. That's not how he maneuvers. So I think it would have to be on a track, but it's important to get rid of this. Like, he might even have to just take shots at people like Ross, etc. And just be like, yo, these guys, I don't know what they're on. I'm not with them. It's just me and you. That way, we can recalibrate. The weight can be lifted off of Drake's shoulders of, hey, everyone's pressuring you to come at everybody else. And it can reset to just being Drake and Kendrick Lamar, which is what we really want to see. This is what all of us want to see. A$AP Rocky. A$AP Rocky. I just have to laugh. And I laugh because if you guys have been watching for a long time, you know I love A$AP Rocky music. I'm the person that talks about A$AP Rocky's got incredible projects. I like testing. So for me to be laughing, it goes to show Rocky, you don't even... Sure, Rocky has a right to diss Drake, but it just looks like, well, you're not even in the conversation. Do we even consider Rocky a rapper anymore? Hey, the guy hasn't dropped an album in 6 years. He's dropped songs here and there, but damn, man. So that's just funny. And then you've got The Weeknd crooning. You're like, what? what's going on here? Which, yeah, they've had a storied history. It's just funny, and I want everybody to focus on the main event. We're not focusing on these side characters. This isn't Royal Rumble. We want Kendrick and Drake. This is something that we've been waiting on forever. They have a history themselves with Drake taking Kendrick Lamar on his first tour. So I really wonder where the issues spurred between both of them. I mean, there have been shots for who knows how long. Where I think Kendrick, and this is why less inclined to believe like the ghostwriting stuff about Kendrick, is I genuinely believe Kendrick is like Eminem in the regard that they really like love this craft of rapping, that they take it as blasphemous and are insulted that somebody who has ghostwriters is being heralded as being the greatest. I think it burns them and bothers them on the inside. Now, Eminem's not going to take shots at Drake because Drake's only shown him respect, and Eminem is just way beyond that. He's not even in the same class as Drake in terms of when they came in the game. Drake was probably still learning how to rap back then, or, you know, just as a kid, damn near. But Kendrick, they're in the same class, so I think he feels disgust. Me personally, I feel disgust. If I was a rapper and they're comparing me to this guy, I'm like, this guy don't even write his raps. I've written every single word, and my rapping is better. Obviously, that's what Kendrick would believe about himself. I'm not necessarily saying that. I'd be upset too. So that could just be the reason why he doesn't like him. But we don't know. Hopefully, we'll find out more information. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Peace.
どうも父です。正確には父の似顔絵です。
なんか照れますな。
ああ、どうも。そちらは
娘作です。
うちも娘です。
もうちょっと書き込んでくれても。
いやいや。こんにちは。うわ、息子の大作ができました。
いや、完成度。
モデルがいいのかな。愛ですね。いや、皆さんのも感じますよ。愛。あ、はい。
本当に幸せ者だなって。
ああ、涙で濡れちゃいますよ。
年なのか、涙腺緩くて。
わかります。
今年のメーカーズマークは一生の思い出になります。選べる3つのサンクスラベルキャンペーン開催中。そのひと手間で父喜ぶ。父の日に世界に一つだけを贈ろう。メーカーズマーク。
I gotta find out where that shit leads to. No, it doesn't lead there. It's like somewhere up the hill. Somewhere up the hill. Yeah, you guys hear that? It's fucking creepy. Here. There we go. Found it. And trying to scare people. The Secretary Charmer. Interesting. So there is something I don't need. The bottle, of course. Ranks. I mean, yeah, keep it. It's fine. That's it. I don't need nothing else.
Christian Bale drives a 2003 Toyota pickup, while IKEA's founder still flew coach after making $50 billion. But let's start with someone worth $300 million who drives a Toyota Prius, Leonardo DiCaprio. In fact, Leo liked his Prius so much he bought another 3 for his mother, father, and stepmother, not to mention he rathers commercial over private flights, believing it's a greener alternative. He's therefore often seen at the airport looking secretive but fairly casual, although he only reaches peak casual when riding his bike through New York City. Now sure, DiCaprio does own 4 side-by-side houses in Hollywood, but when David Dobrik met him there, he described Leo as surprisingly normal.
Like he opened the door for us and his dog got out.
Yeah, so he does own but fairly casual. Christian Bale drives a 2003 Toyota pickup, while IKEA's founder still flew coach after making $50 billion. But let's start with someone worth $300 million who drives a Toyota Prius, Leonardo DiCaprio. In fact, Leo liked his Prius so much he bought another 3 for his mother, father, and stepmother, not to mention he rathers commercial over private flights, believing it's a greener alternative. He's therefore often seen at the airport looking secretive but fairly casual, although he only reaches peak casual when riding his bike through New York City. Now sure, DiCaprio does own 4 side-by-side houses in Hollywood, but when David Dobrik met him there, he described Leo as surprisingly normal.
Like he opened the door for us and his dog got out. Yeah, so he had to go chase his dog. like, and that's where you go, oh my god, it's the guy from the Titanic and this is the Wolf of Wall Street, but he's here at his house, just chilling.
And this even extends to how Leo treats his fans. I went up to him at a restaurant and his security stopped me. I heard him saying it's okay, let him through. He proceeded to give me an autograph and we talked for like 2 minutes. Absolutely down to earth and no superiority complex at all. Leo at least tries to live a normal life, but somebody who actually does is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters. When asked how he spends his $320 million, Dave Grohl stated it goes straight into my bank account where it turns all moldy and smelly, given he basically buys nothing. For example, Dave Grohl christened his first credit card with the extravagant purchase of a Benihana dinner, and when asked about cars, he'd state, I drive... When David Dobrik met him there, he described Leo as surprisingly casual when riding his bike through New York City. Now sure, DiCaprio does own 4 side-by-side houses in Hollywood, but when David Dobrik met him there, he described Leo as surprisingly normal.
Like he opened the door for us and his dog got out. Yeah, so he had to go chase his dog. like, and that's where you go, oh my god, it's the guy from the Titanic and this is the Wolf of Wall Street, but he's here at his house, just chilling.
And this even extends to how Leo treats his fans. I went up to him at a restaurant and his security stopped me. I heard him saying it's okay, let him through. He proceeded to give me an autograph and we talked for like 2 minutes. Absolutely down to earth and no superiority complex at all. Leo at least tries to live a normal life, but somebody who actually does is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters. When asked how he spends his $320 million, Dave Grohl stated it goes straight into my bank account where it turns all moldy and smelly, given he basically buys nothing. For example, Dave Grohl christened his first credit card with the extravagant purchase of a Benihana dinner, and when asked about cars, he'd state, I drive a family car. Not a monster SUV, but a family car that fits 5 people, adding that his Tesla was impractical and the stupidest thing as he thought it was too fancy. He'd also get rid of his holiday home back in 2017 and now owns only one single Los Angeles property, which he calls a house that's just big enough. He'd add, I don't need even more money, cars, and gold chains. They don't make you happy, and I'd rather be happy than stinking rich, concluding with a statement, I'm not a banker, I'm a musician.
Let's make it about the music. Let's not talk about money. Let's just go have a good time.
Dave Grohl is the Keanu Reeves of rock and roll, talented and humble, which also describes Christian Bale after adding one more word, frugal. Similar to Dave Grohl, Bale lives in a nice but simple Los Angeles property, although he'd recently announced he was dropping $22 million on 12 separate houses, all of which are going to a foster care charity. When offered a luxury villa on the set of Public Enemies, Christian Bale refused, with the director explaining he just wanted an ordinary room. Christian is so modest and unassuming, which is supported by one of Bale's interview statements. Wealth doesn't mean anything to me. If a robber broke into my house, he'd burst into tears, and it wouldn't be worth it.
Let's go have a good time.
Dave Grohl is the Keanu Reeves of rock and roll, talented and humble, which also describes Christian Bale after adding one more word, frugal. Similar to Dave Grohl, Bale lives in a nice but simple Los Angeles property, although he'd recently announced he was dropping $22 million on 12 separate houses, all of which are going to a foster care charity. When offered a luxury villa on the set of Public Enemies, Christian Bale refused, with the director explaining he just wanted an ordinary room. Christian is so modest and unassuming, which is supported by one of Bale's interview statements. Wealth doesn't mean anything to me. If a robber broke into my house, he'd burst into tears, and it wouldn't be worth stealing his car either.
That's what he drives around in. 2003 Toyota Tacoma. It's a good car. Never breaks. He's like, if someone needs me to carry something, I can put it in the back.
Christian Bale's truck has become a notable Hollywood talking point.
I guess people have this idea of Hollywood stars. They're driving like the nicest cars.
What are you saying? The Tacoma's not the nicest car. How dare you?
2006 Tacoma, right?
2003, thank you very much.
God,
yeah, and second-hand even then.
And while he might have been spotted also driving a dusty Porsche, it seems the 2003 Toyota is his go-to daily driver. The joke's on everyone else because he's actually driving one of the best vehicles to ever be produced. Bale described his life by stating, "I do the exact same as I've always done. I don't have an assistant, I don't drive a flashy car, I do everything myself. I go to the supermarket myself, the hardware store. It's something I would greatly miss because I'd start to feel like a prisoner," which might also explain why Bale has rejected most technology. Co-star Bryce Dallas Howard said he barely has a cell phone. He's not one of those flamboyant actors that need a lot of people helping him. He and his wife don't have a nanny, they live in a one-bedroom house, they're very low-maintenance, low-key real people, but if it's a competition for who can live the cheapest, NBA player Kawhi Leonard might still be the one helping, which might also explain why Bale has rejected most technology. Co-star Bryce Dallas Howard said he barely has a cell phone. He's not one of those flamboyant actors that need a lot of people helping him. He and his wife don't have a nanny, they live in a one-bedroom house, they're very low-maintenance, low-key real people, but if it's a competition for who can live the cheapest, NBA player Kawhi Leonard might still be the winner. Because despite making $128 million over the last 3 years, Kawhi still drives a 1997 Chevy Tahoe because it runs and it's paid off. The car, which is proudly nicknamed the Gas Guzzler, sits outside his 2-bedroom San Diego apartment, although it's at the Wingstop just down the street that his frugality really shows. After landing a sponsorship with the company back in 2016, they sent him a coupon booklet for free chicken wings, which he then accidentally lost, apparently leading to a panic attack. Wingstop also seems to be Kawhi's go-to place for autographs, but Ed Sheeran's go-to place for anything is the couch in his hometown house. He made $775 million from his 2023 tour, but when asked about his bank, he'd state, "I use my Barclays student account. I'm not upgraded because I don't spend much money. If I had all my money in one account, I would spend all of it, so I get an allowance." But when asked about how much the allowance was, he'd give a shocking answer. "Maybe $1,000. I really don't spend much money. I spend most of it on taxis. Hotels certainly weren't a primary expense, as he'd sleep in Courtney Cox's spare room for 3 months straight, which might have been a mansion in Malibu, although he didn't need such luxury."
I do go to LA every now and then, go to wanky restaurants with people, and that is a side of my life, but I also live in the place that I grew up with my wife who grew up there.
As mentioned, Ed Sheeran married his high school girlfriend and moved back to their English country hometown with only 4,000 people. Here he keeps up normal working hours.
I actually got the idea from Eminem. He works 9 to 5, goes in.
He's so dirty.
That was there. You see?
Yeah, but he's so dirty.
Wild.
He's so dirty. But Mia-chan hear noises. Yeah, but Mia-chan hear noises last night. She thinks someone tried to get in the house. It's him.
Look.
But you should tell Mia-chan. That's
because
why you hear noises.
They're walking around this.
Yeah.
They're looking for the food.
Yeah, but Mia-chan think is person. Last night she asked me, "You locked the door?" Yeah. Now I have no fucking space. Which sucks, but that's life. Okay, nothing. I should start selling shit. Because I have no space. Nothing. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so. Nothing too crazy.
Does the studio, goes home. And when asked about lavish holidays, he'd state, "I'm ginger, so we don't really sit on beaches. I can't think of anything less relaxing than sitting getting burnt in the sun. No, I just shut all my doors, turned off my phone and watched lots of DVDs, perhaps best resonating with The Hunger Games, as Jennifer Lawrence is equally normal. Despite being often cited as the most successful actress of her generation, Jennifer Lawrence stated, "I'm in bed by 11 p.m. at the latest. I prefer that to hanging around Hollywood parties at night. Fame or being famous has never impressed me," which might also explain why she refused to upgrade her Volkswagen EOS even after finding initial success. She'd eventually splurge on an equally humble Chevy Volt while living in the same Los Angeles townhouse that was bought for less than $1 million before the fame. She'd state, "I was raised to have value for money, to have respect for money even though you have a lot of it, with this respect for money leading to a life of extreme humility. I still look for bargains in the supermarket. Just because you're getting recognized by other people doesn't mean you've become anything special, and according to Ingvar Kamprad, being a billionaire didn't make you special either. By starting the Swedish firm, you'll look for bargains in the supermarket. Just because you're getting recognized by other people doesn't mean you've become anything special,
What is
and
that?
according to Ingvar Kamprad, being a billionaire didn't make you special either. By starting the Swedish furniture brand IKEA, Ingvar built a net worth of $53 billion, and in 2004 briefly overtook Bill Gates as the world's richest person. Despite this, Ingvar was known for driving a 1993 Volvo 240, which he drove around his hometown, known for having frugal people. It is in the nature of Smartland to be thrifty. If you look at me now, I don't think I'm wearing anything that wasn't bought at a flea market, and Ingvar was even committed to always flying economy. How the hell can I ask people who work for me to travel cheaply if I'm traveling in luxury? It's a question of good leadership. Best to stay in touch with the real world, although he might have been so cheap that the world lost touch with him. Normally, I try to get my hair cut when I'm in a developing country. Last time it was in Vietnam. Ingvar died in 2018 as the world's 8th richest person, and while Mark Zuckerberg isn't popular with everyone, he definitely maintains the legacy of frugal billionaires. He's currently the 4th richest person on Earth with $170 billion, but wears the exact same shirt every single day, reducing decision fatigue while making his life simple. Now, like Leonardo DiCaprio, Zuckerberg owns 5 side-by-side Silicon Valley houses. Although it's not like they all have tennis courts, the primary residence is nice but fairly normal, and is 10 minutes away from the mega mansions in the neat side-by-side shirt every single day, reducing decision fatigue while making his life simple. Now, like Leonardo DiCaprio, Zuckerberg owns 5 side-by-side Silicon Valley houses. Although it's not like they all have tennis courts, the primary residence is nice but fairly normal, and is 10 minutes away from the mega mansions in the nearby suburb of Atherton. Zuckerberg owns an Acura TSX worth 30 grand, a Honda Fit worth 18 grand, a Volkswagen Golf also worth 30 grand, and a Pagani Huayra worth, well, 4 million. But for the most part, his checklist is safe, comfortable, and not ostentatious. Tyler Winklevoss called Mark Zuckerberg the poorest rich person I've ever seen in my life, although he perhaps hadn't seen Lil Dicky, who made a whole song about how cheap he was. The Winklevoss and a Pagani Huayra worth, well, 4 million, but for the most part, his checklist is safe, comfortable, and not ostentatious. Tyler Winklevoss called Mark Zuckerberg the poorest rich person I've ever seen in my life, although he perhaps hadn't seen Lil Dicky, who made a whole song about how cheap he was. It was appropriately titled Saving Dat Money, for which he'd make a music video without spending a single dollar.
The concept of the video is, how can I make the most epic rap video ever for no money?
He'd therefore visit mansions, boats, and clubs, trying to convince random people to let him use their stuff, all of which being done while wearing the cheapest clothes possible. He'd state, you hear a lot of rap songs about spending money. I thought, wouldn't it be funny to make a song about saving money because it's ironic, but beyond irony, I genuinely have pride in saving money. I'm a relatively cheap person who, to me, it's not cool to overspend, it's cool to get a great deal. Within the song itself, Dickie admits to using his cousin Greg's Netflix account, getting his hair cut with several months in between, and wearing the same pair of jeans every day, also showing his frustration with how famous music made him. And then, of course, there's Adam Sandler.
He favors oversized clothes, untied sneakers, and a fresh from the hamper look.
His dress style is so casual, it's basically a meme. This man has more money than he knows what to do with, and still gets his drip from Walmart. Love it. He always looks ready for a basketball match because, according to this interview, he loves to turn up and play with random people.
I fly in, try to find a game somewhere, play, get a little sweat.
I once played basketball with Sandler during lunch break on Grown Ups. He has an automatic three-pointer and is as down-to-earth as any famous person I've ever met. I can't say enough nice things about the guy.
I literally go to any park, I see a game going off, and I go, all right, let me just walk in. I walk up, a couple people usually go, oh, that's what's his name? And then I go, yeah. And then I get a 5-on-5 goal.
He isn't scared to photobomb a random wedding, get a standard breakfast at IHOP, or eat a jar of pickles while walking down the street, despite being worth almost $500 million.
断然クローム
TKC 005
I'm gonna get off soon, so yeah, I'm gonna take a nap and then I'm gonna go to work. Let's see, anything interesting? Anything interesting? Scorpio Terra. I haven't done a while. Okay, yeah, let's go. You.
Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week of April 22nd. We're going to jump right in here. You have this real estate card that says any dealings in real estate will be profitable at this
time. It fucking froze.
It also says build a solid foundation prior to building several stories above it. You have this perfection card. It says you will do much better than expected. So if you're thinking about building a new foundation or starting something new, it looks really good with those two cards for sure. Yeah, I think you're about to go on some sort of adventure. And you know, here you are right here. So there's definitely like a change that you've been thinking about making, or you know, I kind of feel like you've been thinking about going on a journey, and you can't make this up. You have this long road card and this journey card right here. So I kind of feel there's like an adventure, a journey that you've been thinking about going on, or you have been going on. And now you are, you know, you're just like making the transformation, or you're making the change. So this looks pretty good to me. You have the Knight of Wands, the Death card, and the Hangman here. So the Hangman, you know, is telling me that this could be something that you've been waiting for a long time. You know, the Hangman, he has sacrificed the use of his arms and his legs, and I'll show you in a minute. And he's done this to gain enlightenment. So it's almost like you have not been moving forward so that you can learn new things, or you know, maybe there are things that you've had to learn so that you can go on a long journey in whatever it is. And I think that maybe also you've had to be patient to build a solid foundation, kind of like that real estate card says, build a solid foundation. So I think you've been very patiently building. And again, that long road card basically says that you've been on a long road. You know, you've been on this long journey where you've been trying to build something. And now I think you're finally making progress. You show up right here. So the Death card puts you in a position of power and strength, really allows you to get what you want from a reading. So love that you show up as yourself. I literally just feel you're showing up as yourself. By the way, if you want love, it could be a water sign or a Pisces. You have like 18 Pisces cards right here. So, you know, if you want love, could be a Pisces, could be any sign really. It's a general reading. But you do go up to the Knight of Cups, which would be like a knight in shining armor. The Three of Pentacles, you know, I like as well because it kind of represents a person who really wants to put in the work. So if you are attracting, you know, clearly someone has their eye on you, or you have your eye on them, take it how it resonates. And, you know, could be like a secret admirer here with the Page of Swords. Page of Swords, kind of like is my card of the secret admirer. The Page of Cups is just my card of the admirer, right? Just someone who admires you. So I do feel like you have either an admirer or a secret admirer. I think it's the same person. I don't think this is two people, because you go up to the Knight of Cups. It's almost like one person is spying, the other person is admiring, right? So there you go. But you have the Knight of Wands here. Knight of Wands is about being spontaneous. I think everybody should really embrace the Knight of Wands energy right now. We had that set of eclipses like 2 years ago now, something like that, at the end of 2022, I think it was, or I can't remember. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But anyway, we had that set of eclipses in Taurus and Scorpio, and the Taurus and Scorpio eclipse, I think, was kind of like the universe preparing us to need to learn how to be flexible, basically. So if something that you're trying in your life doesn't work, it says try something else. So I think the universe has been trying to prepare people to, just be flexible, or, come up with other ways of doing things in life, whatever the case may be. And that's what I would do with the Knight of Wands, is I would just be spontaneous. If one way to, do something in your life doesn't work, try something else. And I know people love to remind me that I always say that. And I'm like, then why are you doing the same thing every single day right now, right?
最近ダンス教室に通っているので、今日はダンス配信をします。グローバルユーザー4億人突破。ビコビコ。
タレントパレット。
変化が早い時代、人材育成は愛を持っている。あとは頼んだよ。
Damn. Oh, fuck.
With the Knight of Wands, you have the Devil. I would be careful if you do have a past person who was toxic, of course. I would avoid that energy with the Devil. That can represent like an inconsistent person. With the Death card, you have the Eight of Swords. I actually feel like you're setting yourself free, so I feel pretty good about this. You end with the Eight of Swords, but it's coming up in the area of the good stuff, so I feel that you are kind of setting yourself free from something that has been keeping you stuck. Again, the Eight of Swords is pretty simple. It just says that you've only been seeing one way to do things when there are many ways to do things. And so again, if we stay open with the Eight of Swords and we stay flexible, that's what leads to success with that card. With the Hangman, you have the Empress here. If someone finds you attractive, clearly, with the Hangman here, I think someone finds you attractive. I don't know what else to say. It doesn't matter what gender you are. I think that you just maybe have an admirer or a person who's interested in you. I also feel that if you have felt like you have been on pause with that Hangman, that this could be you finally getting the abundance for, like, the work that you're doing. So maybe you had to take a pause to learn how to do some work, and now you're doing it, and it literally could be leading to like more money, more abundance, more success in your life. So I feel pretty good about this this Empress energy, just all the way around, right? Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this Journey card. It says leaving familiar situations, letting go of the past, getting away, life journey, travel, vacation. You have this long road. It says great distance, long wait, patience, slow growth, development. And I feel like this is what you've been experiencing for a long time. It's almost like you've been on this very long journey, and I think it's finally coming to an end. I don't think our journeys ever end. We are still alive, so we're always on a journey. We are always aiming at something. Big or small doesn't really matter. We're always working towards something. Whether we realize it or not. But I kind of feel that there's like something specific that you've been trying to accomplish or you've been trying to get to. I almost feel like you almost don't believe it. And I understand that feeling where you've been working on something for so long that it's almost unbelievable when you accomplish whatever the goal is. So some of you might be kind of like working and then all of a sudden look up and realize that you've created a lot of success or, growth or abundance in your life. And it might seem like overnight, but really, I think this has taken a long time, right? You have the Six of Swords, another card of a journey. So, this woman and this child in this boat, they're going across these choppy waters to calmer shores. I always say that this woman and this child, they're leaving everything behind them behind. And they're just hoping, they just have the hopes of a brighter future. So they are only bringing the clothing on their back. And on a personal level, like in our lives, it can represent completely moving on from something without knowing whether you're heading towards success or not, right? And so I do feel that for some of you, where it's like maybe you have left something behind over the past few years that was providing a certain level of success, but now, now you're kind of moving towards something else or something new. And it's like this, you've been on this journey, right? You have the Page of Swords. I think you need to be as curious as possible. I encourage a lot of curiosity right now. I think the universe is encouraging people to be curious, and I also think the universe is encouraging people, like, if you are curious, to look into your curiosities. Like, it could be about anything. Like, you could become interested in starting a business and you never thought of it before. You could become interested in improving your health, or, you know, doing something else in your life. And it just basically says explore it. Knight of Wands as well. Explore it and see what happens, right? And just be more playful. Sometimes I feel the Page of Swords is kind of like the child in the tarot, and it basically just says be more playful with life, as in be more willing to experiment, try new things, see how things go, ask a lot of questions, and, you know, that'll be good for you. You have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups could definitely be, like I said, admire or love coming in for you. I kind of see you taking a leap of faith on love here. Fool to the Three of Pentacles. Again, that Three of Pentacles really says that you could be really attracting a person who is like a hard worker, someone who really wants to be working. I do like the Three of Pentacles for love because, like I said, it's like two people who are working towards a similar vision, that the Three Pentacles right there. And also, it can represent two people who really put in the work. So, you know, this could definitely be a solid connection. Let's see. With the Six of Swords, you have the Emperor. Are you kidding? It could be a Cancer, by the way, because Cancer also had the Emperor and the Empress together. It could be any sign, general reading, take it how it resonates, but I feel like you are heading right towards an Emperor and Empress, you know, whichever you prefer. And I think it's definitely a person who puts in the work. Also, if you don't want love, and even if you do, I think a lot of you are kind of like more in this position of taking action towards your goals, wishes, dreams. You have this card at the end that says have faith in your dreams. So I think that a lot of you could be you know, dreaming of things that will lead to improvements in your life, and it's just saying that you're taking action on those things. With the Page of Swords, you have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I do think someone's going to rush in with communication. So again, if you have a secret admirer, I think that eventually soon, you know, maybe this month, they will actually communicate with you, and, you know, they could come rushing in. I would also be careful of past people, though, with the Devil and the Knight of Swords. You know, this could be a past person who sees you with a new person and they try to ruin it. It could be their past person as well. I said the same thing to Cancer. So, you know, again, if it's a Cancer, they had something very similar. So if it's a Cancer that you're dating, or that you're about to be dating, I would be careful if, like, their ex messages you and is like, oh, you know, this person does this, that, and the other thing. Probably not true. Probably just a jealous ex. So be careful of the jealous exes. Yeah, look at this. With the Page of Cups, you have the Four Wands. I'm telling you right now, if you're dealing with a Cancer, if you're interested in a Cancer, if you're interested in a person who has Cancer on their chart, I would definitely go watch the Cancer reading for sure. But they had very similar stuff. But you have the Four Wands, so this clearly could be a person that you will marry. If you don't want love, and like I said, even if you do, I think that all of you Scorpios are working towards a dream. The Page of Cups, he is actually dreaming. He has this fish in this cup, and that fish might not exist. We don't actually know. It could be part of his imagination. It might be real. Like I said, we don't know. But he's dreaming, and he's imagining some sort of dream, or this, you know, that fish could be like an opportunity that he needs to grab onto. And so I feel that for some of you, this could be asking you to commit to a new opportunity, especially in like work or business, or if it's related to a dream. We're going to talk more about that right now. You have this debilitated card that says discomfort. You have this Aquarius card that says collaborate. You know, I believe we're in a time of collaboration, and I encourage everyone to do anything they possibly can to work with other people. It will just lead to a lot more success in your life. So anything you can do to, you know,
Yeah, I'm gonna get off soon, guys. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Any idea what those two are doing up here? You sound like you think they're up to something.
don't always have one's best intentions at heart. I'm sorry to say it, but it's the truth.
What's been going on out here?
Until quite recently, it's been exceedingly peaceful. I maintained my post, greeted latecomers out of the vault, and otherwise reveled in Appalachia's natural splendor. But very recently, it seems people have come back to Appalachia. Those two and more to boot. The non-vault sort, you understand. It's all very concerning. Who knows what they might be up to?
1, 2, 3. Have you seen the Overseer?
Well, yes, but it's been some time. But she was a resourceful woman. I'm sure she's all right.
Any you son? What's have you? I'll be on my way.
Do be careful out there, Mum. Still outwitting the outside world, I see. Was there something you required? Do be careful out there, Mum.
Whoa, whoa. Just a friend here, not a threat. Just had some questions for you. You came out of the vault, right? I thought it was empty. Wait, is the door still open? Bitch, we missed our chance. We really needed that. We got a tip from the Wayward. New bar downtown. So this guy told us that after you gave him the last of our caps, he said that inside that vault is the, that's where the big one is. Our last chance to turn our lousy luck around.
The big one. What are you talking about? Oh yeah, the big one's in there. Alright, we managed to try it, but I barely made it out with my life. The big one. What are you talking about? There's a treasure out here. I think you may have gotten some bad information. I think you might have gotten some bad information.
Wonderful. Thanks for answering some questions for us, I suppose. Seems only fair I return the favor. Anything we can answer for you?
What else can you tell me about this treasure, or can you tell me about this area? What is? What else can you tell me about the treasure?
Someone made a broadcast not too long back about there being some kind of treasure buried in Appalachia. We don't know what, or where. People as desperate as they are, it's meant everyone with a functioning radio has come back to try and see if they can get a piece of it. Monsters or no? Guy we met at the Wayward, Carter, I think was his name. He gave us a couple of leads to chase down in exchange for all our money. Up to us now to make something of them.
That's that with people as desperate as they are, it's been everyone with functioning radios come back to see if they can get a piece of it. Monster, no. God, we met the Wayward. Give us a couple in exchange for money. What can you tell me about the area?
Other than it's a graveyard, there's that. We haven't been here real long, but from what we've been able to piece together, the area got hit pretty hard. Not long after, lots of extinguishing. The scorched. Unmerciless. They seem to have cleaned up wherever the bombs may have missed. Without people around, everything else has gone haywire.
What else? Okay. What else? What can you? What's the world like out here?
We both came over from Virginia. West Virginia. lot more hot zones that way. With a few spots that are livable, well, they got picked clean fast. I mean, Appalachia's dangerous, really dangerous. It's better than where we.
Alright, what else? What can you? What's the world? I better be going.
Watch yourself out there. Be careful with strangers. Not everyone's as friendly as us. Still kicking, huh? Back to share some leads.
What else? What can you? What's the world? I better keep going.
Watch yourself out there.
I want to level up before I get off. It's exactly been 3 hours. Exactly 3 hours. Come on. Finally I leveled up. I'm gonna get off in a few, guys. Alright, thank you for watching. I leveled up, so let's see what I can get. Definitely should do perception. Expert. And yeah, that's it. That's as strong as I can get. I already have it, so this one. Over 6, 7. So 30%, yeah, that's not bad. I need to raise my endurance, cause fuck. Yeah, I need to raise my endurance. Charisma's okay for now. Endurance. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate every one of you. Nothing. Anything in here that I could fucking take? No. Yeah, what's in here? Gladly take it. And I know there's something else here. Nothing. Nothing. There's one more. There's one more here. Nothing. Okay. Alright. Let's let's get off. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Peace out. Thank you.